of my self-promotion because I'm shameless. 1,
Come on, come on.
2, 3, and 4. There's probably another place I could do that, but I will ignore that for now. Okay. Actually, let me pull it on the channel. Wunderbar, wunderbar. Oh, shit. Mix up.
You got background noise, Gilmar.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Good.
Just letting you know.
Where is
I mean, if we were in a
Streamlabs?
tavern, perfect background noise.
Yeah, it sounded exactly like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my Streamlabs?
Yeah, I like it fully just melted into the background for me.
What the fuck? Is my Streamlabs not working? I hope it's working. It better be working. Do I have anything I use? Oh, I don't remember any of my Streamlabs commands.
Oh no.
That's fine. I don't use it very often, so I don't usually have to double check it. Hi Roxas, welcome. Nice to see you. Why is my mix-up not logging? My mix-up needs to hold on, Dan, let me add that to your profile. I keep adding or trying to work on mix-up, and then it keeps wanting to do an update, then I update it, and then it refuses to believe that I update it, so it keeps telling me every time that I haven't updated it. And then it's like, oh, there we go. Hey, thanks for the follow. I got Halloweeny music now. Although that's not loud. Okay. Maybe. There we go. Sorry, that was a little bit loud. I got Halloweeny music for my follow whenever folks follow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Seems fitting with the season.
Indeed, it's one of the reasons I have it. I'm like, I should really have some Halloweeny stuff. Oh, this bothers me. Where is it? Sorry, I'm a little bit. I'm not used to it not working, so I'm still kind of working with it. So give me just a moment. There it is.
You got this. I believe in you.
There you are. Actions, books. You have 20 in your inventory, not 19. There we go.
Figures the cat falls asleep on my sweatshirt when it starts getting cold in here.
Aww.
Well,
That's
to be
adorable.
fair, it's getting too goddamn cold outside, so
I literally just this morning cleaned out and started the pellet stove. And I'm a little pissed about it because it's only October.
Well, winter is coming. Eventually, fall will come first, but
Listen here, Game of Thrones.
I was gonna say, I am pretty sure it's fall right now.
Well, we're pretending it is. It's
not for like 10 more days or some bullshit.
It's slowly trying to believe itself into fall over here.
I thought fall all started in September. Must be mistaken.
You might be right.
September start. September song, yeah, that's what I want. Or not September start. Hold on, fall start. I know when September starts. September 22nd.
all over again. The birthdays
According to
will come
Professor
once
Google.
more.
Now, wake me up when September ends, please.
No.
I will introduce an entire generation.
You wanna be an American idiot.
Alright. Hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Tartarus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. Today I'm your storyteller, Sinspeaks, and we are here with Ania, or Storyestry, Cyril, Galmar, Dakota, Rue, and Sapphire. And if you guys have not checked out...
Hello.
Wait, hold on. That's not... Stupid commands. There we go. I always forget to type in the first bit. If you guys have not checked out Storyestry, go check her out, because she is a fantastic honestly everything. Her voice is fantastic. And you'll see more of that as the show goes on. But she has her own channel. Go check her out. She does all kinds of games. I don't quite remember what you're playing this week, but you guys can find out as you guys play or watch.
Yes.
You know the words I'm saying. The words don't word, but I can word the word. You know, the word is the
He
bird.
did that pretty well.
The word is the bird, and we all say hi. So, last episode, you guys started off with kind of taking a I suppose not trip down memory lane, but a leisurely stroll down the moonlit aisles of trauma, and you guys saw into the sky. Ania read the stars a little bit, realized that Dakota's patron really fucking hates him for some reason. And got very, very uncomfortable chill vibes from that. And not chill as in comfort as in cold. Wait, not chill as in nice, chills and cold. That's the word I'm supposed to be using there. So after and during that, Cyril and Sapphire decide to follow them, and they have both gained the information, although haven't told the two of them that Ania and Dakota are both changelings, as they have mentioned in the last couple of episodes. All of which, by the way, is on our Tables of Tartarus YouTube channel. So if you guys want to get caught up with the full series and understand each of the characters as they are and kind of the nuances behind them, feel free to binge all those other 9 episodes. But the two of them kind of snuck in there, kind of got the information, realized it, as Ania got, I believe, a little bit more information on moon pools, I believe, as well. You're also looking for something else, and I don't quite remember what it was. It was moon pools and something for Cyril. But I don't
No, I'm
quite
just
recall.
looking at moon pools
Was
as
it
far
just
as the
moon
stars
pools?
go.
Okay. I could, it might have been the Dakota thing that I'm thinking of. But
Yeah.
after that, you two retired back to your room. You guys woke up, having a very tiring waking up, and you guys went and made a whole festival for Galmar, as Galmar was going to be challenging his forge master. So essentially the guy who taught him how to use the forge, how to create weapons and smelt metal into ingots. This man named Borin Ironfist, who was a prominent member of an adventuring party called the Iron Wayfarers. The two of them were going to have a spar with one another in order for Borin to kind of test Galmar and see whether or not Galmar was worthy of wielding and eventually recrafting a great axe that he himself made. And the two of them fought each other inside of a spar in the middle of the training grounds after everyone had gathered practically the whole village, or at least a significant quantity of it, around to cheer him on. And Ania, Sapphire, Dakota, I think Rue. I don't quite remember if Rue was there. I think you were there.
Yeah.
Rue and Ania
Yeah.
were the chief ones making the banner.
Right. They went into Glim's Gadgets, a store owned by Glimmer, a tinkering gnome who specializes in children's toys. And they walked in there and they talked with her to get a banner made for Gelmar to cheer him on. And she invited most of the children in the town to absolutely bathe the banner in paint and in glitter all the way to high heavens. And eventually they finished it up, and they were just drenched in glitter in all kinds of colors and paints and all that fun stuff. They went out, they started supporting him. Gelmar won single-handedly. There is no doubt in anyone's mind that Gelmar won. He won practically like by a mile, which is very impressive considering that it was actually a very even battle. But he won hands and feet above the rest, and Borin respected and admitted to Galmar's growth over the years and his accomplishments in fighting him, and awarded him the Mana Steel Great Axe, which I'll be adding to your sheet at some point here soon, which essentially is a Great Axe which is able to be fused with various other items relatively easily. Any kind of magic item you can actually fuse to it through a decently long process of forge, allowing you to blend its magical properties together. A very important, very high respect kind of weapon. And he was given this, and then you guys were there about to go and talk to, or wait upon, depending on what you guys choose, the 5 ambassadors who were watching the fight. The 5 ambassadors are... Hold on just a moment, I have them right here. Once it loads, I really need to have this thing open all the time, but that's fine. The 5 ambassadors are... Alicia Silverleaf, the High Elf, Gregory Fairwind, the Human, Tinkerbell Quickwhistle, the Gnome, Marivia Stormclaw, the Tabaxi, and Thorm Hammerstone, the Dwarf. They are all currently inside of just a small section of the training grounds. All the crowds are just going wild. They're just going ham. Food is being distributed. Ale for some of the adults, juice for some of the kids. Just a big old party, having a fun time, as a lot of people are starting to migrate back to the actual town itself. A lot of explosions going off, whether or not they're fireworks or messed up experiments from the tinkering gnomes, who knows? But there are all kinds of explosions going off. Everyone's in high regard, high hopes, high cheers, and the ambassadors are all there, kind of meeting and greeting, talking with a few fellows as they are slowly going. the very disappointed gamblers. That is right. Yeah, a lot of different gamblers put a lot of different amounts of money on this. Probably some Cyril was talking to.
I have no idea what you mean.
But yeah, and so the ambassadors are all just kind of in one place. If you guys wish to go and talk with them, you guys can kind of squish into each other if you guys want to, kind of doing all that fun stuff if you'd like, or you guys can do something entirely different. It is entirely in your boat. Commence.
I'm pretty sure Gelmar is like still like being dogpiled in the arena.
Oh, is there people in there with Gelmar?
Not fighters, just random people celebrating and probably to some degree lamenting the way the fight turned out. Because the fight was over, so people just came into the arena now.
Children running at you and playing jungle gym on your arms.
Aww. Ania will start to head to Gelmar's position. Part of the banner is held up by Rue, so either Rue comes along or Ania will end up dragging the banner on the ground.
That's funny. No, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The two of you kind of mosey your way over there. It's a fairly decently large banner, and the two of you are drenched in paint, from greens to blues to purples, some whites in there too, and glitter just coating you, all kinds of silver glitter.
Of course, Rue has to stand out amongst the crowd with half blue face, half white face.
Yeah, I forgot she did that.
And it's all down her arms. She's all in.
Oh,
all in.
Okay. Fucking amazing.
I just imagine he's just like sitting there, just like holding the axe, just like way above his head, just like he does not want these kids to accidentally touch it.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch the great axe.
On it.
Nia's both Ania and Rue are kind of short.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Just start jumping then. Oh, you won! Try to jump above the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Ania's gonna try to like get into the crowd enough to drape the banner over Gelmar's shoulders like a cape.
It's very fair. A lot of people just kind of like weave their way around you as you're moving onwards, not particularly wanting to get drenched in the paint and glitter themselves as you mosey your way through the crowd. And yeah, Gelmore, you're like, the kids are climbing on you, you're holding the gray axe up, and you just feel paint on your back as the thing's draped
It's
over
so
you.
wet.
Just slap.
You'll actually just like jolt slightly. He had this feeling, and I don't know how to explain it. He has a slightly, you know, that general feeling you have when someone just like runs like a damp rag down your back or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the face he's making right now. That's going on.
But
Just
it's all
doesn't even wanna-
smiles.
Just doesn't even want to look.
No, no.
Congratulations, Gilmore. I did not think you were going to win.
I totally believed in you.
I won't lie, for a moment in there I wasn't exactly expecting the win either. Just as
You
like
told me
trying
not
to manually take one of the kids off of the arm to put him back down.
Watching him scamper around. Good job.
Oh, can't remember the last time I had that much fun on the duel. Then again, I suppose it hasn't exactly been in much longer than a week since we last had one.
I like to
Now
think
you're
that.
famous.
I might not go that far.
What, Dakota?
To think like Dakota probably like followed you in there. It's like Dakota's there. And it's just kind of has his hands over where like his ears would be because he's not great at loud noises. He just kind of like tries to tip his hands like you did good. That was good. That was a good fight.
Thank you. Perhaps later on I will have to have another one.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Is Sapphire down there with the rest of the group too?
Yeah, I followed them too. I just was waiting for everybody to finish talking.
Heck
Okay.
yeah.
Fair.
You can interrupt at any time.
Indeed.
Oh, I got this screeching baby right next to me.
Aww.
Yeah, that's fair.
The baby's like, I want to talk too.
She does, but she doesn't know words. Yes.
Yet.
On that note, he just says, placing his hand on his back to check out what the heck that was.
We
He's
made
just-
a banner for you.
Ah, indeed, I saw it. It was very fancy. I like it. I love it.
You get to wear it now.
dripping
He
paint
looks a little
down your
conflicted
shoulders.
at that. He looks a little conflicted at that comment. I
I'll
greatly
just smile.
I greatly appreciate that.
You're
Um,
welcome.
A little help here. He just says, trying to take one of the other kids off.
Oh, they're just as excited.
I mean, yes, I understand that much, but I still don't know how to handle this. And he just looks up at the axe. I don't want to risk it.
You see Glimmer in probably about 50, 60 feet away from you guys, like jump onto a pole or something that was set up to like house one of the various flags and flyers and stuff. But she jumps onto the pole and like spins around it before putting two fingers into mouth and doing like a dog whistle, and it's fucking loud too. It echoes throughout the entire area, and like all the kids like turn and like snap to attention towards her before fucking bolting in her direction.
Incredible.
Oh gosh.
Ooh.
An army.
They are weaving through the crowd like fucking ferrets diving through a pile of peanuts.
Plot twist. All the kids are actually automatons and we just don't realize it.
Oh god. Yeah, they all bolt off faster than you guys can really tell. They are, some of them are hopping over people's shoulders, some of them are just climbing their way through the crowd, and other ones like slithering their way through the around people's feet and stuff. But they all book it like snakes. It's fast.
Problem solved.
Well,
Just
look
give
at that
him.
scene.
He just gives Glimmer her a smile. All after that, and a quick wave of a thank you.
Rue like looks at the huge great axe, like a wide eyes. It's like, whoa, look at that scene. What did it do?
So far as I understand it at the moment, nothing. It is but it has a great potential for a future.
It
looks
hurts
so
people.
nice.
It hurts.
It's also one of the heaviest axes I've ever held.
He just is finally lowering it pommel to the ground.
Oh, have you
You
given it a
also
good
notice
swing yet?
that it's quite a bit bigger than his previous one was. It's like at least a foot taller. It's huge even for a great axe.
Mm.
It's gonna take some time to get used to it, but I think I can manage.
Oh. You should show us some moves.
I think you've already seen most of what I can pull off out there.
Well,
Still,
not with the big axe.
I'm not certain, and I'm quite ready to pull off much of anything with this.
It's yet he just is lifting it back up.
But anyway, let's see what we can do.
Gives a quick, or turns around to the side. Gives a quick uppercut to. I assume there's like a couple training dummies around. This is the training area after all.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Most folks are just watching you at the moment, just kind of smiling.
Hard uppercut, follow it up with a quick turn and wide swipe.
Oh.
Nice. It slides through the training dummy like it's not even there. It legit, as you slice through it, it's not even like cutting through butter. It's legitimately like you're cutting through air. There is no slowdown.
My man is still stronger than I thought.
Oh. That is so cool.
Definitely will need to be practicing a fair bit more with this.
As he says, strapping it onto his back, currently probably over his previous great axe.
Yeah, it still seems a shame to just simply discard that one.
Oh. You could eventually wield both.
Just stare. Or is that both just like,
I'm not convinced anyone can do that.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge.
Rude removes her shield and is just like, let's do this shit.
Nia is going to look around. Is there any sort of after party, or is everyone going to taverns for that?
Most of them are going to taverns, or just inside the general, like, town. Most of what would be considered after party is, like, there's a small food table set up. You see Brock, like, he set up a couple of nice snacks and treats, and, Greta is, like, moving along, like, a bunch of different desserts and drinks and stuff. And that's where the ambassadors are, too, as they're kind of slowly eating and talking amongst one another.
And Nia's gonna start going to the snacks table.
The snacks.
From what I understood about where I was in the middle of everything, I had actually been over with the ambassadors when the whole fight was going down, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I'd like to think that I'm over there trying to talk to Alicia.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, she would just be kind of standing there for the most part. Is there anything you're specifically asking her at the moment, or?
Like right now, I'm trying to be chummy and trying to sort of like get her to come over and see everyone else in the party.
Mm.
Because we're supposed to meet up with her anyway.
Yeah. So she would probably, like, as you're like, hey, my party. She would probably nod to you and slowly turn to the others. Does anyone here have familiarity with effectively royals, like folks who are I guess higher born?
I can
In my
guarantee.
Hmm?
I can guarantee Gelmar does not.
Fair.
when I was a kid,
That's a fair point. Okay. Yeah, definitely you. Dakota, roll me history.
That's a
Ooh,
17.
big money.
You would have some experience with this. So two of you specifically. Little bit of Sapphire, but just from her meeting with the moon, she would get similar experience with this. As she's walking, every single movement that she has is a measured movement. Both of you roll, actually, all three of you roll Arcane real quick. I think it's no Arcana
Ooh.
real quick.
Oh no.
Fair. You got magic eyes, but not as much senses.
not that kind.
So, Sapphire and Dakota, feel free to roll Arcana as well.
Oh no.
Arcana.
That's
Ooh.
a 7.
Damn.
We suck
All
at
right,
this.
cool. Yeah, that's a 12. All right. So, Sapphire is actually the only one who notices this as she's kind of walking behind the party. She can feel through many of her senses. Essentially, the ambassador has some kind of spell constantly active. Not entirely sure what is that spell. That roll isn't high enough to tell, but there is something constantly active that she has full control over as she's walking towards you. But what you two would notice in particular is that she's walking with measured steps. Every movement, every step, every cordial statement, every nod, every smile that she makes is measured in some step or another. There is nothing about her that is in any way, shape, or form what you would consider to be a relaxed interaction. So as she slowly makes her way over to you, you have Cyril who's like moving next to her, and then you have hers just, it's almost like she's gliding along the floor from just how consistent and measured her steps are as she approaches your party.
Cyril looking like a clumsy old man.
A little bit, yeah.
Looking like.
Oh, damn.
Does Zania run into her first when she was heading towards the snack table?
Yeah, you would definitely hit or see them first, yeah.
Okay, so Ania is heading towards them and sees Cyril coming over with the ambassador. Ania is covered in glitter and paint and just energetically like holding her staff in one hand with the other hand.
Hello. I hope you enjoyed the tourney too.
Ah, hello. She kind of looks you over. Wood Elf Druid, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. My circle is near Haven.
Ah, I think I remember some of your circle members. You are all a nice lot for the most part.
And Nia big beams, eyes closed, like,
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to hear it. This is my first time away from the circle proper, and well, I guess I can't really say that anymore. It's been about 7 months maybe now. But 7 months since my first time.
I see. We've been hearing rumors or statements from the guild about your party, slow trickling down. I have you to thank for the book that was given to me, the spell book of my, I want to say aunt. Yeah, we'll go with aunt. From my aunt.
and you'll perk up and give like a little half bow, like the best she can do. Like,
Oh, right. I'm glad I was able to return it. I didn't realize it was so close to your family lineage.
Indeed, it is a book we lost many years ago when, well, she had moved away, shall we say. it was good to have it back into our possession. Many of the spells in there she wrote herself, so it is nice to be able to read up on them, shall we say. And she kind of gestures to the rest of your party following up behind you. This is the rest of your team, I believe?
Oh, yes.
And Ania will move out of the way and sort of head towards Cyril's side to allow them to speak.
Mm. 2 dragonborns, 2 half-elves. Interesting.
Dakota will attempt to return to his cool stoic cowboy position despite the crowd noises.
Mhm. She looks over at Galmar. Well fought. You have earned that weapon.
Ah, I take it you were impressed. Or I take it you enjoyed the show then.
Indeed.
Wonderful to hear.
It is not every day that we get to see someone fight Borin, and not every day that he wins. He's certainly not in his prime anymore, but he still gives most youngins a run for their money. I believe the terminology is. Yes.
I can see why. Even if time has taken some level toll on him, still quite the strong competitor. Can almost see all the accomplishments he had in life over that duel alone.
Indeed. He has learned to fight in many regards and in many locations. This would be a more tame area, shall we say. But his skills in combat are paltry compared to his skill in forging. That weapon is a true testament to his dedication to the craft.
As well as all others who work towards the same objective, can practically smell the thousands of lives that previously held it.
Indeed. That weapon is one that requires itself to be reforged. It's one that enjoys the process, shall we say, from what he has told me. It is good to see it's in a smithy's hands.
I can already tell why I liked it so much. Weight will take some getting used to, but everything about it I can just feel the love everyone had for it.
Indeed. She looks over at Rue. And the small little cleric. It is very rare that we see one of your kind.
Oh.
Indeed.
Yes, it's a good day. She's like eyeing the snacks over there, so she's like slightly distracted.
She's just like, yeah, gods, yeah, I want food. And Alicia just kind of looks at you, and just kind of like a little bit confused at your reaction. She's just like, I'm glad to know the party has a deity watching over them.
Oh, friend? Yes. He also says it's well, I mean, I think you should think that the great axe that he has now is super dope.
I'm not letting her pass by that. Can I inside her?
Yeah. 100%.
Well, someone's looking into it.
Is that to Alicia or to Rue?
To Alicia.
Okay. The comment about the god watching over.
Yeah, specifically the tone felt weird.
Fair. Yeah. From what you can tell from her, she is very confused as to Rue's reaction to her. She's not used to people just kind of blatantly ignoring her position, I would say, especially a half-elf. But also, she seems to have there's a slight snideness to her comment about a god watching over, which you assumedly believe to be she doesn't really have that much faith in deities, and so snideness comes from the idea of a god watching over someone.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about what I figured.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, I'm glad that you also like friend being here. Oh, I should ask friend to show some stuff, huh? But maybe it's a little too soon.
Right.
Oh, could I roll for divine intervention? Gonna be like, friend, please, for the biggest of cheesecakes.
Divine intervention. Is that what
Yeah,
you speak?
you're more. You could harness divine power right in front of her if you want to.
Oh,
I'm
make some
legit.
fireworks.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Oh yeah, what is it? Just like guiding bolt, but it's divine stuff or something? I don't know.
Yeah, you basically just guiding bolt into the air and
Pew.
harness divine power on top of that. It's just
She like raises both of her palms up in the air with a huge smile on her face. She's like super happy about this whole festival, Gilmore's win, and just like a bunch of bright lights like erupting everywhere.
Hadouken. She just kind of like looks at you, and you roll me insight real quick. Want to see what you might take from her looks to you. Oh, that's private again. You can change the where it says
roles?
private role. You can click that, and the drop down menu should say private public, and that'll let you do public roles. 17, nice. As you're kind of looking at her, and she's kind of looking at you, you get a faint feeling, very faint feeling. She's not particularly happy, I suppose. It's the best that you can really get from that. You just kind of get the feeling of interesting.
Sad like Dakota.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe they need more hugs.
Ah yes, try hugging her.
Oh no. She's like, she
Oh.
thinks about it for a second, but then there's like this thought that is inside of her, this feeling that maybe that's a bad option.
You just get the gentle hug from your god, just be like, don't please.
Too soon.
She kind of like just
we don't do handshakes. We're all huggers here.
she gives you another once over and just slowly nods, and her calm face comes back in before she slowly turns to Sapphire, allowing you pretty much passage to the food table if you'd like. But she turns to Sapphire and she goes, "And the half-elf Feywalker."
Nice to meet you.
Indeed.
I'm Sapphire.
It's good to meet you as well. Your party has had concerning statements over the last few weeks involving that of a necromancer.
Oh yeah, when we went to the watchtower,
Mhm.
That's what we came across. The necromancer was on the roof, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and he raised a zombie ogre.
Interesting.
It was
Don't
a
forget the two
fun
ghouls.
battle.
Don't forget the two ghouls, he said.
No, and we can't forget the ghouls also.
They were quite stabby.
Adia still hasn't fixed her shirt. She points to the hole in her shirt.
Cool. That was her insight. She looks at you and slowly nods as she's just like, you can almost feel the her look on you. You can almost feel like she is measuring you with her eyes to a degree, as she's just slowly nodding as you kind of tell your story. And then she looks over at Ania's children. She goes, "Indeed. We haven't heard a story about necromancers for many years now. I am surprised that a group like yours survived."
We have many talents.
There were a
Indeed.
lot of us and only one necromancer.
That is very odd.
Was a bit.
Necromancers usually travel in pairs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I do believe we have questions that the answers to which we probably should not be in a public place like this.
She kind of turns to the other ambassadors, who are about 20 or so feet away, kind of talking amongst themselves, very clearly keeping an eye on you guys, by the way. And you guys will actually also know, specifically Ania will know this because they're high passive perception. There are two Leonin guards who are about 15 feet away, but they're blending in with the crowd. But you notice them because, like, as she turns, they get slightly closer. They're both like 8 feet tall or so, but they're doing a fantastic job of somehow blending into the crowd. You barely notice them that they're there, but they the way that they're moving towards you guys, what, like a foot or two, is so smooth. You absolutely can guarantee that they would get to you within probably 2 seconds. It's slightly concerning when that happens. But as she like turns and looks at the other ambassadors, she gives them a small nod, and they pretty much all stop talking immediately and nod back to her. And she looks at the group. "Would you like to have a meeting with all the ambassadors, or just me?"
Ania leaves this to the rest of the party. She makes no comment. It wasn't her choice.
To be fair, I believe you would have the most information regarding our questions. And I think that the answers to our questions, you would rather be known to only a limited number of people.
She raises an eyebrow at that.
Above game, are we safe in the assumption that news about the wyverns has already reached all 5 of the um, dang words fail me?
Ambassadors, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Do you put input onto that as well, Gummer?
No, mostly you just say they probably should know, but if we're already certain they already know, it's not really that much of a need to throw that in.
Mm-hmm. Dakota Rusever?
Hmm?
She's asking if you guys want to talk with her alone or talk with the full group of ambassadors.
Yeah, I think Dakota would probably just kind of like, not really have like much like input things, but if like I'm imagining like people like kind of turn to him such, and he just kind of like shrugs. either works.
Fair.
He looks off into the distance wistfully, as if he's deeply contemplating something super cool and cowboy-like.
So mysterious.
The
So
wind
mysterious.
blows through his poncho.
Rue, I assume that you'd gotten a bunch of snacks and just kind of slowly maneuvered your way back.
Oh yeah, She was having a snack fest with the other children around, sharing them around, ringing her little bell, and they disappear and stuff, and then going on to move some more. Hopefully, not stealing anything from anybody. But she comes back. I don't know.
Ania
She'd probably
goes
be
up
like,
to.
"Oh God,
No, go ahead, finish, Rue.
I mean, am I making the decision now?"
No, I was just I was letting you finish your thought. Was she coming like back to the group?
Sure, yeah.
Ania walks up to Rue and just holds out her hand expectantly
Oh.
in front of the ambassador and everything.
Sure. She puts her hands in there? I don't know.
I think she meant
Ania,
food.
Sure.
Ania shakes her head.
She has a question mark and she puts her hand like a paw on her hand.
like a cat's paw. Ania will shake it and be like,
May I have a snack too?
Oh yeah, and then she puts her arm out and that's like a whole bunch of snacks she's just elbowing onto her side.
It's just a moment of shake puppy.
Ania will take a couple and then toddle back over to Cyril.
The more the merrier, she says.
Fair enough. All right. And Sapphire?
I really think just her, since she'd have most answers.
Okay. So she kind of looks at the group and she nods and she goes, well, then follow me. As she looks over the other ambassadors again and does like a very courteous, like short, it's more of a head bob than a nod, honestly. But she just slowly bobs her head towards them before walking off towards the urine sanctum. She does not look back, by the way, at all. And you guys, all 6 of you, now realize as she walks away, the 2 Leonin walk right past you. One of them actually brushes shoulders ever so slightly with Cyril, just because of Cyril's size. And that is the first time that anyone but Ania notices that they're there.
Well, I mean, except me because of my blind sight. But...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you would notice them too. Moment they get into your circle, at least.
Whoa. Leonin, is those just like...
They're giant tiger people, basically.
I thought Leonin were usually lion people.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm thinking of a subversion of them. But yeah, basically they're lions. They're like tabaxi, but if you make them lions and larger.
Big muscles.
Yeah, big muscle cat people. One of them has a long sword, pretty much strapped to his back. The other one does not appear to have any weapons. I don't think most of you guys would know any history about them either. Unless you guys like... You might. Roll history for me, because I think you're the only one who's like a super history buff in the game at the moment.
I'm the only one who's a nerd!
Unless Sapphire does a lot of history.
Nice.
BC. Do you do a lot of history in the game, Sapphire? Is your character a history buff?
I mean, I read a lot of books, so probably yes.
Alright, roll me history as well.
Okay.
Nerd friends.
Nerd buddies. We do all the nerd stuff, like
Period.
Actually, now I think about it, yeah, do roll the history. But Leonin would probably be the main like race for like those raunchy romance novels and shit with like the guys with the massive abs on the covers and shit.
God.
That's like prime Leonin material right there. So while Sapphire wouldn't know of them from history, that's probably your source of knowledge about them.
Sapphire reads smutty books.
Assuming she reads those.
I've just seen covers.
But Nia, you would know from your history books, Leonin are a rare race.
Shooting star.
What was that? Oh, is that Zephyr?
Shit, my mic's on. Sorry.
Oh.
Sapphire just hit me with a shooting star pop up.
Aw.
That's cute. But you would know Ania because Leonin are a rare race, similar to how Dragonborns are a rare race. They don't have their own place of purchase, essentially, but they are dotted around the continent. In monasteries, they're primarily monk individuals. They usually focus on like inner peace and stuff like that. They are a savage race to a degree, like orcs, but they always try to hone in their savageness. So there are a couple that are more primal, and then there are some that are more or the opposite of primal is, I suppose. More savage and more not. The ones who are, huh?
Cindy, can I say I know what a Leonin is because the main villain in the Dakota Rider novels, Dakota's rival in books was a Leonin.
Hell yeah, we're gonna go with
I
that.
know.
you know the adventure version of Leonins. But yeah, there's the Savage Leonin, and then there's the normal Leonin. And the ones who are normal are usually either monks or mercenaries. And they are almost always some form of bodyguard because they believe in the act of protecting people, usually in opposition to the Savage Leonins who just go around and try to kill a bunch of people. They are very... The savage ones are very heavily found inside of the Orcan deserts because they get into fights with the orcs a lot. And they seem to enjoy it for some reason. But these two Leonin, one of them is definitely more fighter tactics. You can see from the sword on his back. The other one, considering he has no weapons on his body, is almost certainly a monk. And both of them are probably extremely high-ranked mercenaries, more than they are like adventurers or anything like that. Civilized, thank you. Savage and civilized. That's what I was looking for.
Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you. I got it.
Yeah. So as they like brush past all of you guys, the fact that most of you guys didn't recognize that they were there is a little bit spooky to most of you, especially Dakota.
Dakota is like his eyes widen as he looks at one of the Leonins. It just like mutters really quietly to himself, "Minnesota injustice."
Is that the guy's name?
Go over like a split second is wondering if they're planning to just go and try and assassinate the ambassador, and then realizes they don't look like they're preparing for an attack, so backs off.
Adia will go walk alongside Dakota while she eats her snacks and offers Dakota one.
Dakota takes one and just like shakily brings it to his mouth as he just stares at the Leona and it's like, I didn't realize that race was real. I thought the author made it up.
Adia will pat his shoulder. Or his arm. She can't reach his shoulder.
Oh, patting his elbow like a back. It's okay, buddy. But she's just straight up walking away from you guys and not even looking back to see if you guys are following. She has seemingly no care about whether or not you actually follow her. Just kind of expecting you to listen, basically.
Sapphire's just following him.
Cyril visibly relaxes a little bit as they get away from the larger group of the ambassadors.
Not much a fan of crowd, I take it?
You actually don't hear him. You don't hear him say it out loud. You feel one of the stones that he gave you earlier sort of like heat up in your pocket. I've had bad experiences with the council. I don't particularly care for them.
Message back. You'll have to tell me about it sooner or later.
There will come a day.
Guess I'm certain one day you'll find my secrets.
You guys all pretty much follow her as she's walking. The Leonin, as you guys are watching, are very clearly her bodyguards. Especially as you guys watch them like get into Technopolis. They like kind of fan out a little bit. They stand about 5 to 10 feet away from her, up to 15 at almost all points in time. And she walks as if they don't exist. In fact, she doesn't even seem to register that the fact that they exist around her, as she is just walking to like a dead straight shot to the inner sanctum. It's not particularly hard pace to keep up with, but it's a lot faster than most people tend to walk. And so she was just walking all the way. When you guys get to the inner sanctum, you get through pretty much the main gates, and then she just turns sharply to the right, like a 90-degree turn as she's just walking. And then she walks pretty much directly into one of the closest houses to the gates. When she gets to the doors, she just kind of stands at it, slowly turns on her heel, and stands there and stares at your party as you all come up to her. This is my place of living for now. We tend to shift it around every now and again since a instance some decades ago. This will be a place that we will talk. She kind of looks at the two Leonin, and they both turn and cross their arms and just stand like statues next to both sides of the door. And they will be outside. She turns, opens the door, and walks in.
Dakota glances at Ania. Just like looks at the rest of the party and just like wonders, like, how do I get out of here? How do I exit
notice
this
all of that?
situation? What?
I notice all of that.
It would
Dakota
not be
looking
hidden.
around.
Yeah, you would definitely notice Dakota's everything. They are not hiding anything.
Just so long as the ambassador isn't looking.
Nah, she just win the house, doesn't even give a shit. But yeah, Sarah, you can tell very clearly all signs of fear on Dakota.
Dakota hears in his head, now is not the time to turn and run. I know you're scared. I know that the elves make you uncomfortable.
So hold on. Okay, when you say Dakota heard this in his head, like actually heard this in his head?
Yeah.
So
essentially.
the message stone.
The message stone sort of like hums to life in your pocket, and you don't hear it in your ears. You hear it in your head because you don't have to speak when you're using the message stone. Basically, these stones have given us an infinite amount of telepathic communication.
Nice.
So Dakota's going to like slowly turn to look at Cyril.
And he is staring at you.
While this is going on, Ania's gonna go up to the Leonin guards and offer them snacks.
Yes.
This is so cute. You notice like one of them like look down towards you, and then the other one like side eyes him, and he just goes, "No, ma'am," and then just kind of like turns his head back up.
I hope you get to celebrate the festivities soon. Good job at work.
And then she
And
goes
the
to like join.
Dar stickers the hand out.
What?
Ania needs gold star stickers.
Good job today.
As you pass, you see the guard who is talking to you. He like reaches down, just gently grabs one of the muffins that you had and tries to hide it. See the other guard just once again slowly side eye him.
Ania does not comment in order to prevent any attention to fall upon the guard who wants a snack.
So
Yep.
so Cyril's gonna like hear like in his head, it's like, "Sir, I'm not sure you understand exactly what the elves mean to me. I have to get out of here."
I don't need to understand. You're going to hate me right now. But you will thank me later. And I'm just going to have a hand on his chest and push him into the door as I walk forward.
Galmar just follows the group in, no readable facial expression, just head empty.
Dakota shoots
Dakota
Cyril.
Dakota reaches for his gun, just I'll kill you, son of a bitch.
Oh, damn you.
Yeah, this is freaking Dakota is like looking at Cyril with like bafflement, anger, surprise, just all of the emotions really. Just pushed into the door. He looks at India with like panic and then just sees that she's giving cookies to soldiers. He looks very betrayed right now.
Slow
And he hears
chomp.
one more time in his head. Don't worry. I know.
That's
You see-
worse.
You see the look just turn into like concern and like fear? Question mark?
Poor boy,
And-
no.
I'm just going to leave it at that cryptic message right there.
God. Slowly being pushed in, the others just kind of follow, and
What are we doing stopping at the doorway? She's
I'm giving. Oh, wait, no, I shouldn't say.
We're just slowly pushing
Dakota's
everyone.
hand and
Yeah.
I'm
What was that,
assuming there's
Sophie?
seats, so I grab Dakota's hand and have him sit.
Aww.
They're giving up on him.
Root just slowly pushing everyone in. Sapphire walk in, just gently grabbing Dakota's hand, just like, sit down.
Yeah.
So
I thought I
cute.
had the smallest legs. That would mean the smallest movements.
You all sit down. It's a very nice house. It's very cozy. There's vines everywhere. Kind of almost looks overgrown, but on purpose. Basically, it's a lot of like I believe Druidcraft does a lot of that. Let me look at that real quick.
This place is great.
It feels very homey to you for sure. Tiny sensory, yeah. It's a lot of flowers that have bloomed, a lot of seed pods, or a lot of stuff like that. Falling seeds, falling leaves randomly everywhere. All kinds of random stuff. Love vines and roots hanging from the ceiling. It looks like a druid's house, basically, which is slightly odd considering this is the high society kind of area. But she's just sitting there and she moves a couple papers out of the way as she kind of folds laces her fingers together as she rests her arms on the table. And she looks at you guys and she just goes, "So what is the question, knight, that you folks have for me?" You can feel that the term folks is it just doesn't flow properly from her. She's probably trying to use more what she would feel as
Is it language?
She's
Huh?
forcing herself to use that specific term.
yeah.
Is it language?
Hello, fellow youths.
Yeah.
Hello, fellow
Hello,
kids.
fellow. Yeah, it's just as awkward when she says it as that statement. She's just staring at you.
Ania will look expectantly to Cyril, Rue, or Sapphire.
I
Like, just
tend to look at
expect-
Cyril.
I suppose I will go first. I have heard there was an emergency meeting.
There was.
Tell me, if you can, what is going on with the Yonti?
And how do you know about them?
I have many birds.
Indeed. She turns to look at Nia. How do you know about the Yonti?
Ania will bow her head slightly respectfully, holding her staff with both hands. And she will say,
This may be separate from Cyril here, but as a druid of the stars, I have gotten prophecies before about constellations and movement, and within them I've seen movement of a snake.
Tell me, child, are they grouped or alone?
The constellation I witnessed was alone yet very large, and that can either indicate a force of several moving together or something along that nature, but the constellation I witnessed moved in ways that I've never seen constellations move before. It was going past several constellations like an actual snake and moving alongside them and moving them about.
That is concerning.
As if the sky itself were an ocean?
Somewhat of the sort. I am still but a child among elven standards. I am under 100, and such prophecies rarely come, but that is why I left my circle in the first place.
So
and this
I
will be
can
like the
see.
first time most of the party, like, this will be the first time the rest of the party has heard this as well.
Mhm.
Premonitions of doom. Or perhaps something that we all misunderstand.
Doom is a word for it. You all dealt with the necromancer, yes. The tale is to be told correctly.
Mm-hmm.
There. She kind of like mulls over her head, debating on how much to tell you, essentially. There is a force that is trying to crawl its way out of the belly of hell into our domain. We don't know if it's necessarily hellish or if it's a different domain, but it is trying to crawl its way through our domain and is becoming a problem. Most of our elven spellcasters are keeping it at bay for now. As you might be aware, elven spellcasting is far and above the... She kind of like slowly kind of like side eyes Galmar for a second. The lifespan.
Just cloaked in runes.
Yeah. the lifespan of the rest. So our magical capabilities for preventing a threat like this are well suited, shall we say. But it is becoming a strain on many of them in the kingdom. We know of a few issues that have propped up as of late involving the Yonti, namely that they are in support of wherever this force may be. She kind of like leans forwards a little bit and this time is looking directly at Cyril. But we have no leads. It's almost an accusatory statement, by the way.
Do you have locations?
Not many. We know, she kind of like looks at Sapphire, where some of the Feywild connections are. But they are the only ones that pop up regularly. We safeguard those, as they are, or can be, quite dangerous to your kind.
Dakota hears in his head. Is any of this lining up with what you were told by the knight?
Okay, just hold on. Run me through what was going on. I was listening, but like, just brain processing weirdly.
Basically, she's
She
saying that there's no, they have no leads, and something is trying to force its way into this world. You were told by the knight that the Shadowfell was trying to gain access to the world.
from
Okay.
the underneath the tree.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I would probably send back. That sounds about right. My patron was saying the Shadowfell was coming through, and the Yuan-Ti were part of it.
If there is a gap between Cyril and Dakota talking, Ania might chime in. She of course hasn't heard them,
Mm-hmm.
but she might chime in if there's a pause, if there's a long enough pause.
Yeah.
I mean, there'd be a pretty visible pause where like Cyril's trying to like make it at least look like he's mulling things over.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just gonna respond to Dakota one more time. Where was it you needed to go?
I don't remember if the tree specifically had a name that like
It was the
I was
Elder
given.
Tree.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The Elder Tree, that first tree that started the forest that Neo was talking about. I was supposed to go there and shoot up all the Yuan-Ti.
There would definitely be a sizable pause, Ania,
Yeah.
as
Okay.
the
Ania
ambassador
would
is just staring at Cyril.
Ania would chime in then and bow her head again. I believe I had another vision. After we dealt with the necromancer, we had to stay at that watchtower overnight due to a storm that suddenly rolled in. I believe the necromancer's work as well, although I wasn't aware they could control the weather in any way. But involved a large tree, I believe. And I also saw something like a dragon. I only saw it briefly. It hurt my eyes to look at, even though it was such a prophecy or something. But it looked like it was damaging things around it.
She looks over at you, and you can all pretty visibly see that like her look softens as she turns to Ania. Every time she's looked at Cyril, it's been kind of a harder like look. But every time that she looks at Ania, it's actually rather respectful the way that she looks at her, and she goes, "Indeed, dragon. Yeah, where were you in this vision?"
Now, Nia will pause at that, and she'll think about it. And she'll respond, I'm not entirely sure. It felt like I was among the constellations, and the tree I saw before me was enormous. I don't know how far away it was or how close it was. And it was very bright.
We don't have many stars druids around. There's only a few circles of it. It's not a well-researched circle. So unfortunately, I do not know much about this tree or the dragon. But if something is damaging an area that is concerning, what was it damaging, do you know?
So did the tree or the constellations or both look sick around it?
It looked like most of the stuff around it, including the sea itself, the purple haze sea, was just kind of like, yeah, sickish around it. So like anything I was leading towards it was just like duller and more ill looking, relatively speaking, than all the other stuff.
I wasn't able to get a good look at it without my eyes burning. They still hurt when I awoke from the vision, but everything just seemed less bright, less colorful. Like it was taking it for itself, perhaps.
Interesting. I wonder which plane you were on. There are tales of plane walkers, ones who walk between the stars themselves, ones that go to the plane of fire, for instance, or the plane of earth, or even some of the celestial plane, or the infernal pits down below. All the different planes have different difficulties associated with them, and one that wishes to break down those, like our material plane here, are very large threats, but rarely threats that are posed outside of our plane. So, if you were inside of a different plane, I don't think there's too much worry to have there. Not many planes are connected to ours directly, so we don't really have to worry about damage in that case. Unless it was the Feywild, in which case that would be much more concerning, child.
I do not believe it was. I could not see any ground beneath my feet, I suppose you could say.
Oh?
It was as if I was floating. But I am still a very young stars druid. There's not too much I can really recall, and it was a lot at the time.
Could have been in the elemental plane of air. Though how you would have survived in such a place is surprising. She slowly looks back at Cyril, and again, like, a lot of her demeanor kind of changes as she looks at him, very somewhat subtly, but it's fairly obvious as you guys are just watching her and not much else. She goes, "So where do you intend to go, knight? Any information that might help you where you're planning to go, I can narrow down."
Well, let's just say that one of my birds has at least narrowed it down to a potential location. Although I'm not sure that you'd be as excited to have us go there.
She raises her eyebrow again.
The Elder Tree.
A look of genuine surprise appears on her face. She goes, "The Elder Tree.
Coda's eyes pop up.
I can understand your elven members going there, but you wouldn't be as welcome, or your dragonborn companions."
Perhaps if we had permission as volunteers. You said this was straining your
Indeed.
people.
And why would I give you permission?
If we fail, all of this information that you don't want out dies with us. We're expendable.
This is true. But you could also harm the tree. Those with your... She kind of again looks at kind of Gelmar and Dakota. She says this more than you. Lives often do.
I will vouch for them. If anything happens to the tree, I will accept the punishment.
If anything
First.
happens to that tree, you will all be executed. She says this with a tone that is so cold, it gives all 6 of you shivers.
Either way.
Might I suggest an alternative?
She looks over to you and again kind of shifts her to me a little bit and she goes, "What kind of alternative, child?"
Well, we have only just heard of such things, and if you have a lead, there's nothing stopping you from following up on it. And if there is indeed cause for concern, you can always contact us again.
That is true. We have a few that need to go to the tree anyways. They are going down there at the moment to investigate it a little bit. Magic has been shifting, shall we say, as of late. So we have sent one of our main, or not main, but we've sent one of our high researchers out to go. You may know of him, Kieran Star Whisperer. That name would instantly make Dakota tense.
Mm-hmm.
He is being followed along with Haravon Moonblade.
Dakota like visibly flinches.
You notice that her eyes like flick over to you for a second before flicking back to Ania. They are a small team, and they are investigating, so if they encounter troubles, then you are correct. It would be a good plan to have your party seek them. If you find them, they will be able to keep an eye on you. She again, her eyes wander to Galmar and Dakota. Now, she has not once looked at Rue or Sapphire in this way, by the way. As she like kind of looks back at Nia again. Your party is an odd one.
No, what'd you say?
Your party is an odd one.
And he'll perk up and say it more like her usual blunt style. It's like,
Oh, I think that's why we're all put with Rue.
Oh.
I think we're all a little bit of a ragtag team, and I don't think we're all very trusted. So I think we're all put in one place together.
and she says this like with no like apprehension or like as if that's a bad thing or like bitterness.
Hmm. You are a smart child for sure. Far beyond your years. Interesting. She kind of like sits up a little bit more and puts her hands in her lap. Did you have any other questions for me?
And Ania doesn't say anything, just waits for the rest of the crew.
What was that, Rue?
I was just thinking. she made a noise.
Cyril leans back in this chair. It's going to sound like I'm asking about children's stories. But I would like to ask if you know anything about, or if you've heard any recent sightings of a ghost ship.
A
made
ghost.
entirely of metal.
She once again raises her eyebrow. You are correct, knight, that you're asking about a children's tale. That was a tale even when I was a child. It's at least a generation old. Why do you ask about it? It's odd for someone of assumedly your life to ask about something of an elven fairy tale.
I have heard that it is real. And to be fair, it interests me greatly. I've seen many fairy tales actually be real.
Indeed. You've lived longer than most of your kind ever do. There is only a few handfuls of tales of the Iron Boat. Most say that it is a omen of danger. That if you hear the sounds of singing, sirens, and other folk along the water, and then you see the ship appear, that your fate is sealed. They say that mermaids swim with the ship, that they beckon people onto it, lulling them into a deep slumber before taking them down into the oceans, drowning them and eating what remains. Most of these stories originate from southern Elysian Glade, but a few of them are in the northern region, where the Crimson Claw are. I assume many of those tales are perpetrated because the Crimson Claw gang tends to take matters into their own hands, shall we say.
Yes, I've heard that they're quite the thorn in your side.
Indeed. King Roderick, as he likes to be called, is... well, he's a genius when it comes to battle tactics. Surprising for a human. The way she says that is with such incredible distaste that you all can feel it rolling off her tongue.
Well, surprised she was still ambassador.
Well, he's managed to evade us so far, but... well, give us another century or two and he'll be replaced. And, well, they're not usually that smart on the second or third generations.
Yes, I imagine waiting him out to die is the perfect solution.
It works very well for your kind. Aside from you, Knight. That was with less distaste and with more curiosity than anything else.
Why won't you die?
Yeah,
I
just a
am
simple
a
question,
special
honest.
case.
Hmm?
I am a special case, I suppose you could say.
Indeed.
And if I had chosen to wait out the moon dust epidemic, I probably would have lost a great many more friends.
Well, casualties are causation of war. They are expected. But keeping them to the minimum is desired.
I'm glad we agree on that much, at least. But back to my question. Have you heard any rumors about the iron boat being sighted?
Not recently, no. There are some in the Shadow Star Kingdom, or Star Shadow Kingdom, the Star Shadow Kingdom, who have mentioned something along the lines of a boat floating in fog upon the water. But it's usually children telling tales to their parents.
Assuming it's not children telling tales, did they say where they saw this?
Southern Lycian Glade. There's a lot of towns down there. A couple of them spotted around. And they share stories that feed their way all the way up to Star Shadow as they bring food and water and other necessary rations. They bring tales along with them, especially the sailors.
Yeah. This has been most enlightening, child.
Child, I'm older than you.
In some ways.
And Nia will like her eyebrows will go up and she glances to Cyril.
Yeah.
As he stands up and starts walking out the door.
Y'all do notice that her eyes did narrow when he said that too. Indeed. Well, do the rest of you have questions, or would you like to follow your forgotten friend?
He tilts his just tilts his head confused.
What do you mean by forgotten?
He is a man forgotten to the ages. One who should have died many years ago, but instead his name continues to float around the city like either a moth or a parasite. I'll let you choose which.
Either still doesn't feel like either are quite apt. Though, I suppose that's none of my business,
He says, standing up.
Take care.
And he just says as he walks back out the door.
Indeed.
Got to follow the leader.
Gelbar has nothing to say here.
Yeah.
He's probably mostly just confused as to what just happened.
She looks at Nia, she stands up, and she gives Nia a small bow. May we meet again, young druid.
And Nia will bow more deeply back to her, like almost half, and be like,
Thank you very much for offering us some of your time. Your home is very lovely. I hope you are able to enjoy the rest of your day and the festivities.
I am glad you like it. I heard that nature themes soothe the soul, and so far they have for me as much as they do druids. Enjoy your day as well.
She'll do a little giggle at that and head on her way, assuming Sapphire's also left.
Yeah.
Cool.
I follow Cyril as well.
I'm assuming
as soon
Dakota
as I could.
bolts.
Yeah. But like
Dakota
fully.
is just missing from his chair.
There's like Looney Tunes smoke screen behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to leave as coolly as possible. Like cowboy.
I'm just gonna use the message tone to just like send a message to Cyril. It's like, I suspect I misunderstood, but it almost sounded like she didn't even care about the elves.
And Sarah will message back. The elves have a
Elves are weird.
strange sense of mortals, born by a very long
Long running, but still very short-sighted, did I find.
and he gets back.
You all
Neil.
eventually kind of maneuver your way out of the building. What are you gonna say, Neil?
No, he's just gonna find Dakota and make sure she's over by him.
So you all kind of maneuver your way out of the building. Most of you guys following Cyril. Dakota just fucking bolting out, and Ania slowly chasing him down. Essentially, you guys get a pretty decent way away from the guards in the house. While the inner sanctum is technically open to most people, it's usually frowned upon for folks to stay in the inner sanctum past their welcome if they are not was equivalently highborn. Usually people who work in the inner sanctum are considered to be air quote highborn. So usually it's kind of frowned upon. You guys can technically stay in there if you want to, or you guys can make your way out as fast as possible. Depend. Up to you guys which one you want to do.
I mean, Gelmo's got nothing to do specifically in this sanctum.
Yeah.
And Neil,
Or
probably
district.
while they're walking, will be like,
Do we want to go to the guild first to see if they have the new quest? Or do we want to go to the tavern for a little while? Or anything else?
Oh, that's right. They did say that they had a new job unlikely to be available for us tonight.
Oh.
We could do both.
Both does sound very fun.
We can't do both at the same time. They're in different buildings.
I
What?
think he means.
Then-
I think he means visit.
We go get the quest, and then we go and wash the taste out of our mouths from this meat.
No, I think it went rather well.
They did
Indeed.
invite us to their
You
house.
think
and
Gelmar's
everything.
sweating? You got that comment?
Mhm.
Dakota hyperventilating in the corner.
Yeah. Like he's like turned away from you guys. It's just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Like really quietly.
die really quiet.
Honestly, this might actually be a good opportunity. Am I safe in the assumption I would probably notice that next time we see Dakota? Or is he just straight up not ran so far he's not even with the group right now?
I think Dakota's with the group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's with the group. He's just like kind of off like in the corner. If someone looks over at him, he'll like turn back and stare at you. It's like I'm normal.
He's definitely having a panic attack. You can 100% see it.
Just stare her in doubt.
Company for your thoughts?
That's gonna be much more expensive, sir.
I suppose I understand that prospect. Fair enough. Why not? Let me discuss something else. I had a couple questions I wanted to run past you anyway. If you've got a moment in a corner.
Dakota.
Wait, that was a question at Dakota. Just like Dakota like pauses and like blanks. Is like, say the first part of that sentence again. I missed it.
Well, then perhaps you should discuss something else. I had a couple
Oh.
of other questions I wanted to run past you. If you have a corner
Oh.
and
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
moment.
I can do that. Yep.
Question, is there like any location nearby that looks unattended?
I think we're
There's a couple alleys, but you guys are mostly in just like a really open, empty area. Most of the folks are celebrating in Technopolis or the outskirts, so most of the Iron Sanctum is empty.
Don't forget, you could technically have this conversation in your heads.
That's true.
That's fair, actually. That's fair. I'm gonna get message stones involved.
No, but I wanted to hear.
Just see a
Not so
reaches his
easy.
pocket.
Not so easy. Unless that is how those things work. Can you just like tap into other message
group
networks?
chat.
You can technically send it to multiple people at the same time if you'd like to.
Oh no! These are commenting questions that Gelmar himself would intentionally only he'd be sending back and forth to Dakota.
Yeah, so whoever you send it to can hear it. If you don't send it to someone, they can't hear it. So you can choose to send it to one person with the message zone specifically, or you can choose to send it to multiple people at the same time, at least with my rulings at the moment. So if you just want Dakota to hear it, only Dakota will hear it.
I'm very tempted to DM it to her, but
Does Ania see Gilmar like grabbing the stone to use it?
probably actually.
Yeah.
And he'll be like,
I don't like this gift anymore.
and she'll just say that out loud.
Hurting
The
his
love of God, I
heart.
actually can't find her. Where the heck?
Yeah, you could just right click her name on the chat.
That's fair.
There you go.
That's also possible. I just might have in the past never sent her a message. Now I need to double check that. Yes, I have straight up never sent her a message. That makes sense.
Yeah. I go elusive in shadows.
Alrighty.
You
Put a
guys
little
just
attempt to, like, lean
seeing
against the
Dakota,
wall.
just seeing Galmar just like looking intense, well, not intensely, but like looking at Dakota holding like the stone in his pocket, just staring at each other.
Ania will go ahead.
Dakota just like goes to like kind of lean against a wall. It's just like as he like kind of mutters the cowboy's code to himself, like the whole thing. Trying to get back into that cowboy persona, cowboy person.
Ania will groan audibly and start to like head more towards the gate, like ready to get back to Technolopolis and the guild hall. She's now pouting.
Poor Nia.
My perception can't penetrate the sending stones.
Well, you can like try to like read the faces to get like the vibes.
No, she's pouting.
I was gonna say, just like I'm pretty sure Gelmar just like is just like sitting down, leaning against the wall with his eyes closed, face to the sky.
Two of you are just in. Oh,
okay.
There we go. Yeah, two of you are just kind of doing that while Ania just moseys on towards the gate. Cyril, I'm assuming you're heading with her?
Yeah.
Okay. Rue and Sapphire, what are you two doing?
I turned to look at Sapphire and say, everybody just got silent for such a long time. No idea what they're talking about.
I don't know what they're talking about. Or if they're even talking. I mean, they're not talking, obviously. They're quiet.
Oh, that is true.
Can hear the typing, Gilmar.
I know, I'm in such suspense. Like, what is this? This is gonna be so cool.
Gilmar thinking
much
the keyboard at you.
What is it?
I need to learn to one day just stop sending huge blocks of texts at once.
No, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Rue, Sapphire, and Ania all here and there as the message stone sort of like comes to life in their pockets. How about this? You five go to the stone mug. I'll go get the quest for us. I will meet you there.
Oh.
You can just say that.
Well,
Gelmar just
I
gives him
certainly
a thumbs up before dropping it down again.
Nia just pouting.
If Ania's
What
said
would-
that out loud,
Yeah.
Cyril's absolutely laughing at that comment.
Oh, what was the order?
I'm just
What
having too
Cyril? What did Cyril actually ask again? And he was panicking too much.
I'm I'm saying that the 5 of you head to the Stone Mug, and I'll just go get the quest from the guild, and I'll meet you all there.
I want to go to the quest place.
Okay.
I wanted to too.
All right, so we're going to have to drag Gelmar and Dakota along. I don't think they figured out how to walk and talk at the same time.
Don't worry, I got this.
And Ania will go over to Dakota.
Eh,
Did
Turn-
you
turns
know?
over to you.
we're
Don't forget about Rue.
Yeah, Rue hasn't responded yet.
Oh, I
So,
don't know. I'm just following the leader.
Which leader? Ania goes up to Dakota. Is like,
Did you know you're still in the inner sanctum area?
don't remind me, miss.
But you're staying still.
We could theoretically have this discussion anywhere if the location is that much of a concern.
Well, I don't terribly mind where we'd have it, since it's entirely telepathic. There's better place. Sorry, feels like I've lost my sense of how to talk. Mine's like 3 places at once, miss.
Believe me, I suspect that's going to wind up happening a lot more as we keep using these things.
Mm-hmm.
Ania will just sigh and go back over to Cyril. She won't even say anything.
Still, useful tools as they are. I'll have to see about finding something for Cyril himself later.
Alright.
What? Like, do I hear him say that?
I mean, he didn't say it privately.
So yes.
What did you say? You're going. You did.
He said he was going to find a gift for him somewhere as well.
Don't worry about getting me a gift. This was more of a security.
Aw.
Still feels a bit expensive to just simply be a random payment. I insist you at least let me do something for you later.
Get plenty of rest, and you'll have done enough.
Still feels inadequate, but whatever you say.
Celebrate and drink your ass off, and you'll have done it.
Well, you do forge his
Just
equipment.
shrugs.
So.
You both are really bad at taking gifts.
I have very simple needs, so spending gold on keeping the people I care about safe is, I feel, the best use for.
That has
No.
nothing to do with getting a gift, Cyril.
Might have
got
to
me
just
there.
surprise him with them.
Gotta do a sneak attack like the kids.
Mhm.
Speaking of, as you guys kind of walk through the gates of the Uranus Sanctum back to Technolopolis, you do see like a whole parade of children running past, and they all have like these tiny cute capes on, which are made to mimic sorry, made to mimic bear cloaks. So like bear fur cloaks, and they're all running around. Couple of them have a shine like a stick that is like spray paint, well, not spray painted, but it covered in gold paint essentially, and waving them around, and they're just like running through the random grounds, all talking about being like Bear Killer Clan as they're like running through.
What?
I'm glad that is still around.
Bear Killer Clan? Is there a bear?
So, a very long time ago, I think I actually can't remember exactly how long, but there was this adventurer named Arthur, and the story goes that he joined a clan of Goliaths known as the Bear Killers by actually fighting one barehanded, as is their custom. It's one of a slew of stories that could be told.
Oh, okay. Oh, that Kid Clan is up to no good.
They're adorable.
Very.
When the one of the kids runs up to you and Nia and like hands you one of the golden sticks. Join the Bear Killers.
And Nia will accept the gift, but be like,
But I can talk to the bears.
You can make bear friends, and it just bolts off.
and Nia will go like, yeah, and raise the sword as they wander off, and then hand the sword to Cyril.
Thank you so much.
All right. You guys slowly maneuver your way over to the guild hall. I would probably say it's like mid-afternoon by this point. But you make your way to the guild hall. You walk in. What was her name? Why do I not have her name up? What was her name, guys? Anyone
Let
remember?
me look. I have it somewhere.
I think it began with a C.
Carla. That was it. I think.
Yay!
You guys see Carla just kind of like, oh right, it's in the fucking NPC section. I don't know why I'm not looking at that. Oh well. I even make the fucking section. I don't look at it. But you see Carla kind of, sitting there, smiling. She's working with a few other adventurers, handing them some money, getting some usually resources or pelts or other stuff from them, locking them down, and they go on their way. Eventually, you guys, you walk up to her, and she smiles and nods at you. Ah, hello.
Well,
Good evening, Carla. And how are you tonight?
It's good to see you again, Silver Knight. I'm doing good. I heard that Galmor won his battle, and you're all celebrating very well.
You didn't get to see it?
No, I was here.
That's stupid.
Someone has to man the shop after all.
That's what locks and keys are for.
Unfortunately, there's still money to be made.
Speaking of, we were supposed to pick up a quest?
Yes. So I talked with my higher ups, and she grabs the cloak and the emblem from under the desk and hands them back to Gelmar. I heard from the higher ups that this cloak is, well, dangerous, shall we say. The party has been sighted a few times, heading towards the Elysian Glade, specifically towards the northern region where King Roderick of the Crimson Claw Gang is. We don't know if they're making deals with him, or if they're joining him, or if they're fighting him. So the mission that they have for you all is, when you're able, we don't have a specific time frame for you, find your way there and get reconnaissance on whether or not the Crimson Claw gang is stretching their feelers out too far, or if they're in the middle of a clan war. Either way, we need to know. If you seek to disrupt it as well, we'll pay you more, but it is of a much higher risk, considering.
Kind of turn to the rest of the group. Would seem all roads lead to the Elysian Glade.
That sounds like a very much a coincidence. That's nice. We wanted to go there.
Not sure if this is a good or a bad omen.
The Elysian Glade is pretty far. If we do go there, how do we... Is there another branch of the guild in other cities in the Glade?
There are a few, yes. There's one near the Elder Tree. It's about, I think, 3 days travel away from it. There's also one near the Crimson Claw Castle, but that one is, well, they have difficulty setting up every now and again. The folks who run the tavern are stubborn, though, so they tend to replace every now and again. And then if you get too far to the south, there is a coastal area, which does have another a branch that passes off down there. They're usually, what was its name? Hold on, I forgot. Where's my world lore? There we are. Is usually is usually the Book of Seraphina's branch that is inside of the Glade, however, unlike our branch, which is the Dawnbringers, or the Shield Thorax branch. And they hold the same purpose, of course.
Do different branches hold different quests?
They can. Usually those inside the Shield Thorax tend to stay around the haven a lot, so we tend to filter most of our quests down here. Anyone inside of the Elysian Glade usually has the Book of Seraphina's quests, and the few that are the Swords of Carmine are scattered around the area, but a few of them have been popping up in the Gar Waste lately, mostly because that's where a lot of the fighting has been going on, so they followed the fighting and laid down roots where they could. Usually they tend to have their own quests, their own missions that they give for their own parties, but you're always welcome to ask them for missions down there too. We do often join missions with others, after all.
And yeah, satisfied by that looks the rest of the party.
Dakota looks very preoccupied, staring at Galmar.
Goodness.
I say we go get drinks.
I had another question.
Yes.
You said for the clan war, if we were to disrupt it, we would get more pay. But what does disrupt it exactly mean?
Well, either you remove the obsidian wyverns, I believe you called them. You can either remove them from the equation altogether, trapments, killing, whoever fits the bill. If you remove them entirely, then we just have to deal with the Crimson Claw again, which we've been doing for many decades now. If you manage to, let's say, break a few bones of the Crimson Claw organization, then we also don't have to deal with them as much, and we're back to what we're used to, albeit with the Obsidian Wyverns. If you remove both them entirely, you will be removing two very, very large thorns from our sides. course, it would have to be double checked to make sure they actually did happen that way. But if you manage to do so, you will be rewarded quite handsomely. But again, I have to warn, they are a danger that we have been fighting for decades. Disabling them will be difficult, to say the least.
Ania will nod her head and thank her.
If you wish to take the mission, you can do it in either any way that you so conceive of. The danger is there, of course, and of course, whenever you fill out one of our quests, you are admitting to the idea that you can die during these missions, and we are not responsible for any maiming, injuries, death, or disposal of your bodies after the fact.
I thought that was the case for all the missions.
It is, but for missions of these higher calibers, it's a little bit more expected than on the smaller protection ones you've been on lately. This is more of a Swords of Carmine mixed with Shield of the Rock mission that is just sheer shields. Your main goal is to make sure that people stop dying, as is the guild policy. But if you wish to take them out, you will also be rewarded by the Swords of Carmine. And because it's dangerous, much more so, we do have to put the warning out to you. Kind of seen as a courtesy statement, I suppose, for, well, really any mission that the Swords of Carmines give out. But any dangerous mission, we like to give that statement out so you know the risks and are willing to deal with them if and when they occur.
Ania will nod and seem ready to go if the rest of the party doesn't have any other questions.
Rue. Rue has her hand on her notebook. She's been jotting down as she's been listening.
Mhm.
I had a concern before about the necromancy that was in the meadows. I was wondering if there was necromancy in the rain that befell the storm on the entirety of the village. I was wondering if it would be possible for someone to go check on the place that be able to help with perhaps that sort of thing that may happen.
Yeah, we can send someone out to check it. A routine checkup shouldn't be too bad. She kind of looks into her book. We have a new and up and coming group that we can send to check on that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
She nods. She pulls out her book and turns it around before holding out a small quill. If you would like to, just sign on the book, state that you are doing the mission and you are willing to die for it. You will get paid once you have completed it.
Do we all sign on it?
It just requires one.
And Neil will wait for someone else too.
Cyril will just reach forward and sort of like scribble something down. It doesn't even actually look like it. It doesn't even actually look like writing. It's just a scribble. I believe that counts.
Leave that what?
I believe that counts.
I've had worse. And she puts the book under the thing. Yeah, you guys did see there was a couple ranges of pricing. It went like from like 20 to 50 for like just gentle disruption, all the way down to Swords of Carmine specifically statement at the bottom being, if you complete 1,500 gold.
Oh, dang.
Whoa.
And you assume that's getting rid of both.
Locke would have been all over that.
Oh man.
Well, we thank you for your patronage, as always, and, well, we hope to see you again, and not in a coffin.
And Ania will be like,
You too.
and head out.
We will see you soon.
What'd you say, Cyril?
We will see you soon enough.
Well, I hope so. All right, and the rest of you guys mosey on with him.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Dakota and Gelmar being suspiciously quiet today.
Sorry,
Like, takes
I'm
them-
focusing on the messages.
You're good.
It takes them a second to like.
Too deep into
Now that-
care. Pull them out. Pull them out.
Well, now that they have been quiet for a while, Ania is gonna look over to their expressions while she walks and like squint, obviously suspiciously.
Gelmar looks a little bit on the nervous side, but it doesn't look like all that concerning beyond that.
What do you look like, Dakota?
Currently Dakota looks conflicted, I'd say. He seems like there's like a slight vulnerability in his eyes, but also like a He's like kind of like glancing over at Galmar.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ania will follow the majority of the group, I assume, to the tavern.
You guys head on your way. As you guys are walking, every now and again, Nia, you do see the crows flying overhead again. Usually in swarms. Like there's at least 4 or 5 of them that just like randomly jessen over your heads. Just in random directions for some reason or another as you guys are walking to the tavern.
Ania will.
As you guys get to the tavern, you notice it is full swing, full party. It is a big ass party going on inside. It is loud enough that you guys can kind of barely hear each other while standing next to each other as the party is going full swing. You guys look inside, you see Greta like just going 50 miles an hour, just sending like giving drinks to literally like 70 people inside of the inn. And it's a reasonably sized inn, so 70 people is jam fucking packed.
Before we go in, Ania's gonna step in front of Gelmar and wait for him to like focus.
Mm-hmm.
He might legitimately, he almost bump into you from the fact that his eyes are currently closed, but at the moment he recognizes
Gelmar!
what just happened, he looks down.
Oh, sorry. Is something wrong?
If you go in there, you're gonna be mobbed. So if you're having an important conversation, you should probably finish it before you walk in there.
That is fair enough.
Dakota walks past and like kind of waves dismissively. Well, I think we're just about finished with it anyway. So, you can enlighten us on what's going on with. Oh, are we at the tavern now?
Sorry, I suppose I made the situation worse, didn't I?
He says, scratching the side of his head,
What?
with an embarrassed look on his face.
No, you're good, sir. Don't
If you say
mind me
so.
nothing.
If you say so.
Mm-hmm.
You did very well in there with the ambassador, Dakota.
Kind of looks over, like surprised slightly. Thank you. I didn't really do nothing much. I just kind of stood there awkwardly.
I thought you would appreciate not having the focus on you.
Yeah, that's always nice, isn't it?
But another gift. Drinks on me.
Oh, and you keep up.
Telling me that I shouldn't be spending so much.
What is
guys-
money good for if not to spend it on my friends?
And you still won't let me spend so much as a copper on you half the time.
That's only because I'm awful at taking gifts.
He
It's
just
true.
Gelmar just Gelmar just crosses his arms, gives him a side-eyed smile.
As you guys are just kind of standing outside the tavern, it's fucking loud in there as well. To a point where probably Dakota is once again probably covering his ears to a degree. I'm not actually sure how much experience you guys have had with exceptionally crowded areas. So, yeah.
How
Are you
wild
ready,
are
Mr. Celebrity?
Sorry, I missed that. What was going on?
Are you ready, Mr. Celebrity?
Just stop calling me that.
Ooh, raise up the axe and walk in.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit, I think that's a bit more fanfare than I'm really that interested in.
And he just
No,
says,
no.
legitimately looking nervous. Just taking a step back.
Not enough.
Cyril gets behind him and starts trying to push him towards the door and kick it open at the same time.
Sapphire starts
athletics?
chanting, Gelmar,
Athletics,
Gelmar,
yes.
Gelmar.
As you start chanting Gelmar, you see most of the people inside the tavern who aren't drunk off their asses turn towards the door. And it's like, oh boy.
I think he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely wins. Oh wait, no. Oh my gosh.
It's a gentle fight between the two of you as he's pushing you towards her. He kicks open the door. Everyone turns and looks at you. Sapphire starts chanting. Everyone just starts chanting. Have you ever been around like 50 plus people chanting one specific thing? It like a pressure on you as they start like reaching for like a zombie horde to like pull you into them.
Oh goodness.
good so well.
Good luck. You guys are never seeing him again.
Oh, he was taken. Have a good time.
Drinks
Let's
are
see how
being
long he
bought.
lasts. Constitution save.
Constitution save.
Goodness.
Oof.
Nia will like
Oh my gosh.
speak.
Double 10 on low rolls. What the crap?
Oh,
God
goodness.
damn.
It's meant to
Anything
be
more?
the chaos.
And he'll mention to Cyril,
I will give you a gift today. I will drink alcohol today.
Oh,
Oh wow.
We'll start you with
Oh, it's
something,
a real party now.
something easy, a nice stout.
Hey, Sen, I had a joke hook brew that might potentially work for this. I think I listed above. I think I called it like 9 Roses. You could look through that.
Oh, I think so. Let me. Was it in campaign
No.
chat?
I honestly can't remember. Let me just
Brew.
found it. It is in casual chat actually. Let me copy the.
Was it Razor's
is-
Brew?
No, it was called 9 Roses. Let me copy the text. I'll put it in the voice chat.
Okay.
Sin.
Uh-huh.
How wild are the druid parties where Nia comes from?
oh
good
man.
Cindy,
question.
please say they're crazy. It would be so funny.
And
Oh,
everyone's like, "Oh, we'll start you out easy," and Nia's like, "You have no idea what I can drink."
That's funny. I imagine them getting so sloshed that like they wear like animal skin. Like I turned into a bear. I'm so fucked up, and they're just like wearing something, but they're just normal.
Music.
Ooh, I'm a werewolf.
I'm invisible, guys.
So
no,
I
I
would
left
say-
the astral plane.
I would
Oh
say
my
that the Stars Druid on occasion have like drunken parties, and they do it very rarely. But when they do it hard. Moon Druids, on the other hand, which you've dealt with
Every
a couple
full
of
moon.
times, every full moon they go ahead,
Yep.
they get fucking sloshed. They get so unbelievably drunk that they hit that shit harder than dwarves do for that night. So, if you're being around a moon druid party on a full moon, you have gotten sloshed harder than Gelmar has.
Nice.
And Gelmar has seen some crap.
I hand her a stout. She's just like, "Why is the water brown?"
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, well, I don't know if you can say you walked in there, more you compressed yourself into the room. It's
I
mostly
just imagine
humans.
Gelmar getting crowd surfed.
Oh, hell yeah. It's majority humans with a few gnomes mixed in there and a couple of dwarves. So actually, you guys are, for the most part, taller than like half the room. So it's a really, really interesting walkabout in there. But most people are just getting all kinds of alcohol being there. You guys maneuver your way through the sea of bodies as Gelmar is just pulled into it like a zombie horde, surfing along the top and flung through the middle to some degree before he's put down at the bar. Brock is standing there looking ragged to a degree. He's just kind of tired as he's just like slowly pouring drink after drink after drink, somehow getting them all correct as you guys all make your way to the bar. He's like, good to see you again.
Oh, you are worn out.
It's
Yeah,
been
you sound
non-stop
like
drinking for like 7 hours, dude.
yeah, you sound like you haven't had a break in a while. Definitely longer than your entire shift.
Yeah. You see,
Does
Greta, sliding behind the bar, going, "How can I help you, folks? Anything I need for you? Yeah, but you." And then she grabs like a drink, moves around the bar, slaps it down onto another table, and then moves back. She's moving fast.
does cure wounds do anything for exhaustion, or is that a different spell?
I think lesser
I think that's.
restoration
I
does
think that's
exhaustion.
actually it's greater restoration. Lesser
Yeah.
restoration only he tends to poisons and other
Okay.
minor or ailments like that.
Yeah, poison, deafening,
Alright.
paralyzation, or something.
Got it.
So he looks tired. He looks worn out. He's just pouring drink. He's like half awake too. He's just pouring drink after drink and just sliding over. How can I help you folks? Anything you want? We have. He kind of looks at his wall, which you guys can see is like half empty now. Whatever's
Oh my
on the
goodness.
wall.
Oh.
The last
Just,
liquor I sampled from you, it was pretty darn good. Might I take a couple more cups? He says, taking out Cyril's tankard.
Absolutely. He like reaches
Cyril,
under the. Huh?
drops 2 gold on the counter. Just give us the whole bottle.
Shit. All right. Let's work out to do. And he like places it down on the thing. It's a nice looking bottle too, but he pulls it from like the bottom shelf, so it's not particularly good alcohol, but it does taste pretty nice.
One of these days, we need a rein in your spending habits.
He pockets the gold really quickly. Not tonight. And for the missus,
Oh.
Give us 2 more.
he shrugs and reaches on the bar and puts it down.
I imagine
mean,
the 2 gold that I paid him at least
more than
covers those
enough.
bottles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more than enough. He's like, a little bit strong to give to, he kind of looks at Rue. And then he looks at Nia. I don't know, actually, have elves take their liquor.
We
I
are
wouldn't
about to.
know.
I'm about to find out.
All right. So, but he just places the stuff on the table. It kind of has you guys scooch over a little bit so he can get to the other patrons.
No.
Do you want anything? Do you want alcohol, Sapphire?
Oh, I got the bottles.
Yeah, I was just gonna have what Cyril had got everybody.
Fair. Okay.
Alcohol for everyone.
But yeah, 3 bottles kind of like mosey on next to you guys. You guys can attempt to take it to a booth if you wish to, or you guys can have it at the bar. But he just starts tending to the other folks.
You know what? I guess we'll try and push our way into a booth or something, right? How's that sound?
Honestly, fair, yeah.
And he'll grab some cups.
Nice.
Oh, Rue's gonna quickly order some like deep fried pickles.
I love fried pickle
Yes.
chips.
She
They're
like
so good.
yeah.
I knew there was a reason we got along.
Oh my gosh.
She brings over like a whole tray that's like 3 or 4 feet long, just like fried pickles
God.
and other type fried stuff, and then brings it back to the table. He's like, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So
You
Nia
couldn't
probably
forget
has not really had much experience with deep fried food.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, it's
Like,
it's
what
one of
is
those
this?
types of foods that you see every now and again, and you just go, I might try that one day.
Mhm.
So you all sit down at your booth after probably a couple minutes of wiggling and throwing yourselves in one direction. Eventually, they start kind of laying you through, especially considering Cyril's like 3 times the height of several of the people in the tavern. But you eventually make your way over to the booth. You all sit down. Everyone's just kind of going wild, a little ways away from you. But it's a relatively secluded area.
Oh. Oh. Deep fried pickles for everybody. She starts putting them and just stuffing them.
And Nia will squint at it.
Yelmar looks confused as well. They don't have pickles up in the mountains.
Oh, they're super good.
Oh, never mind. I guess it probably actually would, thinking about it.
Not deep fried. Definitely not deep fried.
Fair.
Sapphire doesn't question anything. She just puts some in her mouth.
Yeah.
Fair
Yelmar
enough.
just takes a bite.
It's an interesting texture. Oh, yeah.
Good, bro.
What the fuck?
And Nia will pour drinks for everyone gently. Pass out the cup she picked up. And give everyone drinks.
I have the cutest image of Ania just slowly
like,
pouring a couple
standing up.
cups.
Yeah, she has to stand up. She can't do it while sitting.
Yelmar just like dips the pickle into the alcohol and just starts stirring it there.
Oh my god.
And Nia,
Right?
Nia grimaces and like glares at him.
I mean, that's a way to get to become alcoholic. I don't think I've ever had an alcoholic basted pickle before.
Oh man, I'm sure people have tried.
Beer
People have done
batter.
it already.
They just use beer
Yeah.
batter.
Yeah.
Gelmore, you're just stirring it, you're mixing it, you swallow it. It's something. It is
And
something.
Nia needs to be slightly buzzed for this, so she's gonna take a few swigs from her glass.
Okie dokie.
She's tired about today.
Fair. If everyone is going to be drinking, feel free to roll me a Constitution saving throw if you would like.
Hooray!
Oh. Rue also
Oh,
points
boy.
out to Gelmar.
Oh my god.
And it almost was a nat 20.
Oh,
What's
I
up,
need to
Bru?
try. Rue's definitely going to try to one up Gelmar. He's like, oh,
Oh.
the specter of today? Well, it couldn't be.
I know it doesn't mean much right now, but everybody's getting like a +1 from my aura.
Oh,
Nice. Okay.
yes.
Quiet. Dakota's watching all this and just like quietly asks for an apple juice.
Oh, the fuck you're
That's
getting in
fair.
Your con save, Sapphire is a +1.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to
Zero.
fight off Sapphire off of my headphones.
Ah,
Yeah,
fair.
pickles and alcohol would knock him out that fast.
God, you start
This is
stirring
Oh,
it with
wait.
the pickle.
Would that be +2 with Cyril's?
Yes, it would be. Yeah.
'Kay.
You're stirring it. You take a swig of it. It's a little bit stronger than you remember, and God, it's good. So you just take another one.
To be fair, Gelmar did fight a lot today.
That is
Yeah.
true. You're very tired as well. Oh, hey, it's a raid.
Oh,
Do my
my
raid
gosh.
stuffs real quick. Welcome, raiders. 4-play stream. I hope you had a very fun raid while you were raiding. We're doing a D&D game at the moment. All the party is starting to sit down and drink a absolute metric crap ton of alcohol, and we're going to see how well they go about it. We do have a bunch of episodes here, so if you guys want to get more context for all this stuff, we do have a YouTube called Tables of Tartarus, which you guys can find via our socials here, if you guys want more context on this. But we are Purgatory Corner. We are a kind of group on the main streamer. We're kind of group party. We're just playing Aliens. We're typically D&D stream as well, and saw you folks. Cheers! Hell yeah! Another D&D group for sure. We play D&D once or twice a week, roughly. Usually on Fridays at 6 p.m. PST, all the way up to 9 p.m. PST, which ends in about half an hour or so. Throughout the rest of the week, I'm usually streaming, aside from Sundays, in which Dakota here streams, or Thursdays, which my other friend streams. And we usually do some kind of actual like video game, like Outlast. We're doing a full spooky month this month, so hopefully you guys are interested in all kinds of spooky stuffs and are interested in what we do. But for now, we're just going to be doing a little bit more D&D for the next about half an hour or so, and we're going to see just how drunk our party is going to be getting. Welcome to the library, my good sir. We have spooky, scary sounds for the followers today. Anyways, so let me look, see whether or not. Ooh, is that your con save, Sapphire?
Unfortunately.
Rip.
Oh, we hit the follower goal of 160. Fuck yeah! All right.
Are we going to, or how does the drinking system work? Is it going to be going off of the shifting fates of 3 failed knocks you out or something like that, or?
I think so, yeah, and critical fails do 2, and critical successes make you a little bit less drunk. It's actually kind of similar to Red Dragon Inn, which is a super fun board game I want to do at some point. But, Sapphire, do you regularly drink? I don't think we've looked at that with your character very often. I'm not sure your usual tolerance.
I haven't really thought about that for my character, truthfully. Can you stop
Fair.
climbing on me?
Well, with that 2, we're going to, and Sapphire rolls on, or sorry, 6. With that 6, Sapphire rolls on our Discord, so it doesn't appear on the stream, unfortunately. But with that 6, I'm gonna say that you don't regularly drink. It's kind of like a special occasion kind of thing. So you quickly get a decent buzz going on as you guys are drinking. Gelmar gets it almost as quickly as you, especially from how tired he is, and like Ania, this shit is kind of tough, but I mean, child's play, essentially. Rue, you just don't notice. You're just, it's water to you at this point. And Cyril, boy howdy, you've had way worse than this in your life. And of course, Dakota is just sipping on some orange juices as he sits down in a little bit at the corner right in the end. If you guys would like to roll another con save, we shall see just how hardcore the fellows at the table are getting drunk off their ass.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What the
Holy
fuck,
crap.
Elmar?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, oh,
Wonderful.
Oh.
It took a minute, but he got used to the pickle flavor for alcohol.
Oh wait, okay, that's a
Oh,
4
wow.
because that's a +1.
Mhm. So
So
Sapphire rolling a natural 1 there. So
Oh no!
Oh.
Galwar rolling a natural 20. God damn. So as you guys are
Dang.
drinking, Sapphire is easily the most lightweight of your entire crew. As she is just, even after just a couple of shots, she is already wavering. Gelmar, the first one hit him like a surprise. The next couple that he's been taking, nothing. He's literally just drinking water. Like sometimes one person like reaches over the booth and hands him a drink. As he drinks it, it's the what was it called, Gamar? Brew?
The one that I posted here.
Yeah, the Black
Diamond
Loud
Roses?
Fire. That was it.
Oh, Blackland Fire. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
they reach over and it's a dwarf that hands it over to you because you've had a lot of drinking history with this tavern, and so this dwarf hands you this drink and you down it because it's what you do, and it hits you like a freight train and it gives you a little bit more buzz, but your body is like fighting this thing like it is a goddamn tournament of God and you're winning. Cyril and
fried pickles.
fried pickles. Cyril and Rue are pretty much exactly where they were. They're a little bit more drunk now. They're a little bit more. Ania, unfortunately, they also gave you some. And let me give the description that
Okay.
Remember, Sin, we were changing that up because that description was very specifically to make it fit in the Shifting Fates world.
That's right, that's right. So we're going to say that is a gut-wrenching, strong whiskey that is usually made inside the mountaintops up in Icespire Peaks, and originally had been made as a means to subtly poison alcoholics in hopes of gaining upper hand. Mostly in terms of, well, it's really, really fucking hard to get dwarves to get drunk because they drink every day, or effectively every day. It's non-lethal, but it's kinda like, drinking fire. And most of the time, the serving glass is about half of a normal shot. They just kind of handed you a mug, and you just kind of sipped at it, more or less. So it does, in fact, feel like your insides are now made of fire, and you're very woozy now. Thankfully, Galmore is quite used to this feeling. Ania, you've been to a couple of Moondarud raves. It's getting there. It's getting there hardcore.
Ania puts her
Sun.
drink down.
Welcome to the chat, Sunberry. Or Sunflower, sorry. Oops. Alright, third and final roll for all you fine folks. Let me see just how fucked up all you're getting.
Ania's putting your drink down unless someone can convince her to keep drinking.
Oh, we must continue. Prue holds up her drink and stuff.
It tastes bad and it makes my stomach feel bad.
You keep
It's
drinking.
fine.
You won't taste it.
I am tasting it right now.
I help plug her nose.
Also, what if you had to?
No, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
She waves her staff about.
Wave.
Oh crap, I just realized I wasn't muted.
Rue is definitely a little
It's
much more.
worse than what we were just dealing with over at the ambassador's.
Oh no.
The ambassador visit was nice to me.
Oh my god, Sapphire! A natural 20 following her natural.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
She came back alive.
She revived.
Sapphire needed to get a buzz to get started.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Now just imagine her just like half an inch from losing consciousness, and the next thing we know, just hear her slam on the table, and she just slowly raises up, her head up with like eye glow and everything.
Just yelling.
She has to get hardcore drunk in order to be able to drink more.
Yeah. Rue matches her energy. Like, whoa. So,
Rue is much more visibly drunk at the moment as she's encouraging Ania. Oh my god. Cyril, I'm assuming you're attempting to encourage her too.
Oh, I'm totally encouraging her to. It can't be nearly as bad as what we were dealing with over at the ambassador's house. Every time I deal with the council, granted, it's only been twice, 3 times maybe. It's been an awful experience.
Talking with the ambassador didn't make my stomach on fire.
Suddenly, Cyril, I'm beginning to suspect your plan is to have us sleep here tonight.
I'm willing to risk it, says he, holding up another mug, holding up his mug.
Oh my god. Gilmore is definitely in the zone of very heavily buzzed. Cyril is just not affected. He's still not even tipsy. He's just been chugging along.
The worst part is I've only failed one save.
Yeah.
Sleeping. I don't count on it. She like tries.
Has
All right.
Dakota ever let go of his glass?
Uh,
Like set on the table?
possibly. I
You're
assume
about
so.
to-
I assume he's been watching everything going on.
But are you about to screwdriver history?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say, someone's so much going to switch out her apple juice for actual hard cider.
Ania has no plans whatsoever to do that. She will blatantly reach for it and be like, I don't want alcohol anymore, and will try to take Dakota's drink. She's slightly buzzed.
Let me just take his drink.
Yeah, she figures drink there. I'm not going to order one. I'm going to take Dakota's.
Very fair, very fair.
You can totally take the drink before she gets to it. She's not like trying to grab it.
Are you taking the drink, Dakota, or are you letting her have it?
Wait, taking her drink?
No, you're taking.
No,
Ania's trying
She's taking your
to take your apple juice.
Yeah, I think Dakota will just like kind of like let it happen.
I have juice now.
Ace juice. All right, we're gonna do one more roll for everyone at the table, excluding Dakota and Ania, just to see where you guys are going from here. Because man, I've not seen so many back and forth so far. Let's see. God damn, Cyril.
Let's go.
Another nat 20.
What the hell? Come on.
Oh wow.
Oh,
What is this bullshit?
wow.
No, this is
All
just
right.
water now. This is canonically water. Somebody switched his glass.
After many drinks throughout the night, Rue has a nice buzz going on. She's good. Cyril is not even tipsy. He drinks a lot, mind you. He's matching y'all drink for drink, and he gets a little bit tipsy by like the middle of the night or so. But man, apparently something to do with his weird body is causing you to not fucking accept alcohol. Apparently, you barely have a buzz going on. Gilmore, you keep flip flopping. You keep going from like I'm good guys to oh god I'm drinking heavily to I'm good guys. Back and forth. You kind of get a buzz by most of the night, mostly because they keep giving you stronger and stronger alcohol as the night goes on.
Gosh.
But you are just trucking through it. You get into several drinking games with several of the dwarves, and you're still powering through the entire night that you guys are drinking.
Just like my entire array of coworkers are here, we're just having a drinking game while still doing it with my buds too.
Pretty much, you're doing 2 drinking games at the same time, and you're winning both.
Oh no.
You're drinking
gosh.
Cyril under the table, and he's not even buzzed.
Oh, that should not be happening.
I know, right? I assume eventually, Cyril, are you going to stop eventually, or you just don't keep drinking until Gelmore passes out?
So while everybody's actually while everybody's partying and having a good time, because we're all going to be heading out on a long journey tomorrow, I'm actually going to kind of slip out the door.
Oh.
I would like to roll perception to notice him, even if it's with disadvantage because of the buzz.
I'll be honest, with his size and the fact that you guys are in in a room full of gnomes and dwarves, it's not hard. You don't need to roll perception to notice him walking out the doors. Sapphire, definitely. The 9-foot tall antler-headed man? Nah. He has to mosey his way on through, so you do see him.
Ania would like to follow.
Okay. It's a little bit harder for you to follow him because most of them are closer to your size than a third of your size, but you do manage to wiggle your way through the crowd until you pop out of it, out the doors. I assume, Cyril, that you're standing out the doors.
As soon as I made it out the doors, I took a hard left towards actually took a hard left in the direction of the cemetery.
Oh, okay. Ania, roll perception.
Okay. And does anyone else also follow?
I think at this point, even if Gelmar wanted to, he's kind of pinned.
I don't think so.
Well, Sapphire can, she is going to, but I don't think she can.
You would be
She-
able to if you'd like to. Little bit difficult, but you're wobbly.
Well, I will walk my way following them.
You wobble your way towards Ania. It takes you a little bit longer to get there than her. Dakota,
Wait,
are you
hold on
following
one
them too, or are you gonna sit there with Galmar
babysitting
and
Gelmar and
pickles?
Rue.
Yeah.
He will probably follow.
Okay.
Go with the more sober people.
Fair.
Yeah.
And then Rue.
No. I mean, if Gilver's here, then she's gonna keep having a good time.
Fair.
She's like pouring drinks in her mouth as like she rings the bell, and other people's drinks disappearing as she's sharing them with her friends,
Oh,
and the
God.
pickles are gone. And
I love
she's like,
how we,
"Oh,
I love how we basically just became rivals throughout the entire thing, but we're friendly. But we're on
Friendly
the friendly
rivals.
side. Yeah.
Look, you two are trying to outdrink each other the entire fucking night. All right,
my friend
so
can drink more than you."
oh god. Unfortunately, you do not have his stamina as the night rages on, but you try real fucking hard.
Oh, my friend, you should have seen me up at the mountains.
So for
What's
those
the
of you
mountain?
who followed Cyril, Ania, you managed to get out there. You see the tracks fairly easily, even with it being nighttime and such. And Dakota, as you pop out, you're a little bit speedier than Sapphire, but a little bit slower than Nia, mostly because of your size. And so you would be seeing her be walking, and then Sapphire, you would be seeing Dakota slowly walking in that direction. like a train of people.
Is the moon shining?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so everybody can see me too.
Yeah. I love the idea that you're just walking along the street and you're shining all around and you're just wobbling left and right.
What, your alcohol doesn't do that to you? Crazy.
Alright, so yeah, Cyril, you get to the cemetery. Probably like a couple minutes behind you would be Ania, followed by Dakota, 30 some seconds behind her, and then Sapphire stumbling her way towards you.
Do I notice them?
Are you trying to be sneaky, Ania?
A little bit. She's not like super worried if Cyril sees her,
Mm-hmm.
but she's also not trying to make herself known. So I guess like just a normal like perception check.
Okay.
Like I don't think any will even like roll deception. I don't know like what roll that would be then, or what
So it's
Cyril would have to
it would be
reach.
against your passive stealth, so he has to roll above
Okay.
a 10. Yeah, so roll perception 0. Yep. You would see him. You would see her. She's just I mean, she's just following you essentially.
Hmm. I am going to
Mhm.
Okay, I want to do this then. I'm going to use this moment to cast Buying Steed.
Ooh, okay.
And what comes up at what ends up happening is it looks like it's growing up from the ground as this like bark skinned massive looking elk uh just appears next to him, and no saddle, nothing. He just leaps onto its back and takes off at full speed, and the whole steed just Cyril and the elk at the same time, just you see them warp and just and vanish, and then like 60 feet away they reappear.
Damn.
Was he always able to do that?
Oh, I didn't know you followed.
Oh, hi.
Hello. One moment, please.
I don't know about always,
Happiness.
but I know he's done something like the blippy thing before.
One moment.
And Ania will take out the sending stone that Cyril gifted her, very obviously using it, and will send a message to Cyril just saying, "Rude."
Should... So wait, did we see where you go, or does
You did
you
not
you
know.
see- Oh,
You
okay.
guys just look. You see him disappear.
Oh,
And
Was he
Ania does
always
not
able?
pursue. The way you said that
I
was
went-
really good.
If any of you have dark vision, I think dark vision goes out 60 feet. You probably saw that I pretty much just went in a straight line far, just 60 feet away.
I know for a fact elves have that, but
Sapphire definitely would have seen you.
we all glance to Sapphire.
Ania's already making her way back to the tavern after sending the message to Cyril.
Rude.
Rude.
Yeah, Sapphire, you definitely would have seen him teleport 60 feet, although whether or not you would realize that it was him teleporting 60 feet is up to you.
Who else would it be?
Phantom Horseman.
What direction is he heading? Or is he heading exactly? Like what would be that direction, I guess?
That'd probably be to the...
If I would know.
The further in the direction that he's going, the older the cemetery gets.
So it'd probably be to the south, which is also near where the orcs tend to reside. There is a fairly large cemetery that they have there. A lot of the orcs tend to use it for their people, but it's very heavily for humans as well. Gnomes don't need it as much because of their really long lifespan, but orcs have one of the shortest lifespans, so it tends to be a very heavily orc cemetery. But you would probably know that most of the way down there is either cemetery or orc.
Okay. Trying to figure out how to say that. I can't drunkify it for you.
You're good.
Not right now. I tell Dakota that the direction he's headed and the general idea of what's in that direction. Then I turn to follow Ania.
Okay. Dakota, do you decide to follow the dark horseman into the graveyard, or?
And Dakota's free to ask Ania anything. She's not going fast.
Miss, I think Cyril's headed to Something about a graveyard? Something about a... I don't know. I didn't catch much.
So
Should-
he doesn't want to be followed, and he didn't respond to me on the stupid stone he gave me.
I'm very conflicted right now, miss.
She's so salty. I
We
love
can
it.
just ask him in the morning.
If you're wanting to follow him, I'll come with.
Hmm.
I have a better idea.
Mm-hmm.
Are the crows still flying?
Yeah, there's a couple still out. One or two.
Ania will try to find one that's like perched nearby.
Okay. You do. He's just kind of sitting on top of what would effectively be the gutters, like kind of like preening himself.
All right. Speak with animals.
Okay.
Hello there. Could you take us to where Cyril went? The guy, the crow friend with the big horns?
The crow slowly turns his head up to you, cocks his head slowly to the side, and he just goes, "I'm loud as fuck, Joe! Who the fuck are you?"
Loud as fuck, Joe. I am Ania. I'm a friend of the horn guy.
Oh! Who the fuck's the horn guy?
The guy with the really colorful poncho and the horns and the helmet that hides his face, but he's really tall and he talks with all the crows all the time.
Oh! Food guy!
Food guy.
Nice!
Swear to God, if he brings up Fancy Joe.
What you want?
Do you know where he went? He went over that direction.
Yep.
Could you take us to him?
No.
Why not?
I hate fucking Crips.
Well, what if I paid you?
Sounds... maybe. How much we talking?
Ania looks into her pack. One moment here. Oh wait, I have it in my inventory, right? Hold on. 1 second. She opens her bag and where is it? She takes out a whole hearth loaf she got from the bakery.
Fucking food! He like swoops
enough?
down and like perches on your shoulder. If you feed me, I'll feed you.
Sure. And she like holds the loaf so Loud as Fuck Joe can peck at it without even leaving her shoulder.
Nice! Fancy fucking Joe! He like screams there. What you Sapphire and Dakota are hearing is just the loudest fucking crow you've ever heard in your life. Just cawing obscenely. It's especially in the dead of night. This motherfucker is loud. And you hear like a brushel of like grass and shit. A few, probably like 10 or 15 feet away from you. You can see another bird like popping out, looking all fancy and shit. Like he, it's almost like he has a hat and a top hat and a cane, but without them. But he's just walking fancily. It's like, oh, what's up, loud as fuck, Joe? And Loud as Fuck Joe looks at him and goes, I got fucking food! Lead us to the food man!
Oh my gosh.
Fancy
Pro
Joe kind of
lore.
like floats up and he starts nibbling at the bread and he goes, yeah! And he turns around and just slowly starts floating towards the graveyard.
Okay, Ania will be like, I'll talk to in normal to the other two.
Okay, he went this way.
And she'll just like casually walk that direction. She's not in any hurry. And she'll like continue holding the loaf so the birds can peck at it.
Dakota will hesitate for a moment before being like, well, I don't want anything bad happening to him. And, well, sorry, sir. You might hate me for this. And he's gonna use Phantom Steed.
And he will gasp.
You could describe your steed if you'd like to, Dakota.
So I'm imagining, like a pool of darkness suddenly emerges, like inky tarry substance, and then the creepiest freaking horse, like a horse skeleton but made of ink, arises from it. Cowboys always gotta have a steed. Did you really have to did it really have to be so weird?
It
The deal is
slowly
this.
turns its head to Ania and Dakota, and Dakota just hears Ania hears bitch while looking at Dakota.
How many people can the horse carry all three of them?
Oh yeah, it can fairly easily. It takes a little bit of effort.
Pretty big horse.
Hello, GM of Revan. I think you were my GM at one point, if I recall correctly. Welcome. Thanks for the raid. We're gonna be stopping here soon, but I appreciate the raiding. Hopefully, you guys had very fun stream. Were you guys streaming D&D too, or were you playing something else? As I mentioned for our previous raid, welcome Nova Core. We got Halloweeny music because we're doing a Halloweeny a month on the channel, and this is the 10th episode of Tyrant's Wrath. So if you guys want to see, are you guys playing some D&D? Hell yeah! If you guys want to see some of the context behind this stuff, we have all the episodes on our YouTube channel, Tables of Tartarus. So if you guys are interested in what we see and you guys want to learn more, you guys can binge watch all that stuff while you guys are, doing whatever you guys are doing. But we appreciate having you guys here. We're the party just met Loud as Fuck Joe, a bird who is a raven specifically, who is part of a what you call it, a network of information upon other ravens, and he's joined alongside Fancy Joe, all the birds named Joe, the Valley Beneath crew. Fuck yeah! God, that was
Joe is
that's where Arthur was from. One of the campaigns he's from, anyways. But yeah, the Fancy Joe is helping them bring the very drunk Sapphire and the two sober Dakota and Ania on their inky black horse, semi-sober Ania on their inky black horse of hell through the night into the cemetery to find Cyril, who went to the cemetery alone for some reason or another. We miss you too, Revan. Or I miss you too, Revan. I read we there. I miss you guys too. It was very fun being Arthur. If you guys don't know, I played my character Arthur Skyweaver, my paladin, in a campaign with Revan a long time ago. I actually still have the picture from back then too. I think I shared it inside of Discord. But well, I'll continue here a little bit for the next about 10-ish or so minutes. But yeah, so the party gets onto this inky black horse, which as you guys get onto it, the horse just kind of, does its neighing thing or the sputtering or whatever it is with its lips. And Ania just hears, fucking asshole, bringing me here to walk into a cemetery. I got shit to do.
But you look very cool. Don't you want to show off? And she'll speak in horse.
Ah, shit.
And she'll offer the horse some bread of the loaf.
I get some bread. Yeah, fuck it. He takes a chomp out of it. I look fucking cool.
You do.
Hell yeah. He just starts walking straight to the cemetery.
This is probably Dakota's first time riding a horse. He's trying very hard to look cool right now.
I look like a cowboy. Ow, my thighs. So, Cyril, you had a significant head start on them as you dash forwards with your horse, which was a while ago. Your not horse, your barkback elk. That's the word. Barkback elk.
Ooh, elk.
Yeah, you journey into the cemetery. What are you doing, my good sir?
So I am journeying deep into the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
Like the headstones, change significantly as I get deeper and deeper because I'm visiting a pair of graves that are from a significantly long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
and like even the language like carved into the stone is a little different. Like it's kind of like common, but it's old common basically.
Yeah. You slowly maneuver your way through the tombstones, slowly changing over time. Quite a ways behind you, the rest of the party is also doing so. This horse has no intention of going quickly, so it's just slowly maneuvering while Fancy Joe is just ahead of him, just going like, "Oh yeah, come on, come on, come on." Come on, come on, he's this way. And just keeps pointing every now and again so the horse can follow him. And you guys are also seeing, very slowly, the change in the tombstones, in the not only the coloration of the tombstones, but also the switch of the language. Nia, you would vaguely recognize the older versions of some of the words and some of the ways the letters are from a lot of the books that you've read. But even you are kind of having you can translate to some degree, but as you guys keep going further and further in, it gets much harder and harder to translate.
Ania looks pretty like blasé about this. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure, but she's just like she's just guiding them. She doesn't look like she has any stake in actually following Cyril.
Fair. All right. So, Cyril, what you do?
I'm pretty sure I'm a solid distance away from them, so I actually have no idea that they're still following me somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I come up to the two tombstones.
Mm-hmm.
One of them has there's almost more sun catchers than there is tombstones. Than there is tombstone, I mean, all over it. And the other one, he hangs a new sun catcher on the one, and the other one he takes the remaining liquor in the bottle and he sort of just waters the grave with it, and just kind of like he sits there looking at the two graves. Miss you so much. So sorry I wasn't there. All those years. Fucking coward. I'm gonna turn to the one that he poured the alcohol over. I don't know how, but they should have stopped you. Should have kept you home. Should have broken one of your legs myself.
We see this.
You do not know.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
okay.
far away.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel Cyril, whether or not it's your imagination or real, you're not entirely sure. Some of the drinks to the night might be getting to you. but you almost feel like a hand on your shoulder. A very, very, very soft passing presence.
Been so long. Forget my own face. But not yours. Neither yours. Would be happy to know I found some new friends. Again. I think I might actually be able to fix this. I've been here just too fucking long. Just want to see you again. I'm gonna polish off the bottle and
Mhm. Do you sit there for a couple more minutes, or do you stand up? Do you
Jason
move?
just
Or?
kind of just sits there,
Okay.
trying to gather himself.
Fair. After a couple minutes of just kind of sitting there, feeling, you hear in the distance, probably a couple 100 feet away or so, the loudest goddamn caw you've ever heard, and you recognize it immediately. It's the stupidly loud fucking raven that loves to just fly around you, and whenever you feed it, it then runs away. It's the loudest son of a bitch you've ever fucking heard. And he is very loud at the moment, so he randomly gets interrupted. As you look in that direction, I mean, you're not really seeing a whole lot. Actually, no, you are in fact seeing Sapphire's glittering body. The moonlight making her shine like a beacon.
Mm.
But you do see the party taking a leisurely stroll towards you with the most disturbing horse that you've ever seen in your entire life.
You know, this reminds me of. And he kind of just reaches out and starts petting it, scratches it behind the ear.
Oh,
This
like
actually
the
reminds me of
Oh, is that new?
a very old legend.
is Cyril petting Dakota's horse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still like a ways away.
Oh, you were a little bit. I'm assuming Cyril just like goes up to the party as
Mm-hmm.
they're coming towards him. Yeah. If you want to say anything before he pets the horse, you're welcome to.
Sir, I thought you were in trouble or something. I just kind of saw you rush off, and I guess I got concerned, sir.
No,
We all came to check on you.
I appreciate that.
Huh.
I was.
Are we interrupting something, or just...
If you
I was
want some alone time, you.
I was simply visiting. I was visiting.
If you want to do something by getting everyone drunk and then sneaking out of the tavern, you really should tell us first, or half of us are gonna follow you.
I really did think I got away from you earlier.
No, I saw you right away. You're very tall.
Yes, and it would seem you had some help.
Ah. Or as Ania hears it, "Oh yeah, food man, we got your ass."
Well, I wasn't going to follow you because you obviously didn't want to be followed, and you didn't respond to me when I tried to use the stone you gave me. But Dakota was worried.
In a cool way.
In a cool way.
You've come this far. It would be rude not to introduce you, I suppose.
No, I think it would be perfectly acceptable. We did sneak out out here. It's all up to you.
I appreciate that.
Unfortunately, I am going to have to go for dinner, so we will leave the introduction section for next episode if you choose to do it, or you guys will sleep and we'll mosey on to the next adventure after your time of sleep and path and glory. If you guys are interested in watching the continuation of this, whether or not it's inside of the graveyard or whether or not it's inside of the tavern, as Gelmar and Rue continue their drinking adventures, or we go into the forests of the Elysian Glade, come join us next week on Friday at 6 p.m. PST. If you guys are interested in our other content, including me playing video games or Dakota playing video games, feel free to join us tomorrow at, I believe, 6 p.m. PST, if I recall correctly, for some Outlast. We're going to get spooked as much as we can, or I'm going to get annoyed. It really depends on a few factors, and hopefully some Five Nights at Freddy's on Sunday. Also at 7 p.m. that time. But we'll see all of you fine folks next time. And yeah, we hope to see you. And if you guys have not checked her out yet, Ania here is played by the wonderful Storyestry, and she has her own channel. And she does a lot of different games and all kinds of neat stuff. And she has a wonderful overlay that she made herself and wonderful character art, all that fun stuff. So go check her out because she's cool. And we'll see all of you fine folks next time. Hope you have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.